1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, I'm trying to get you the link right now. That's what I'm trying to do. There's the link right there. Here, let me see if I can get it to you. Hold on 1 sec. Let me see if I can get it to you. I can't get into my email right now. Wait, hold on. Check your email. See if it went through that way. I just sent it to you. I mean, no, man. I don't know why the link didn't work. It usually works. Shit. Check your email though. What account is this? Here, I'll send you another one on this on the Damn, man, I can't switch pages on this one. Oh wait, here we go. I can't see anybody right now, so hold on. Just bear with me. Bear with me. We're gonna man, what the hell? Hold on, I'll send it to me. Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah, I was like, I'm here. I'm also in the chat. See, I'm in the chat. I'm all hooked up.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, man. So the link that I sent you in there wouldn't work?
Yeah, so the link on IG doesn't work, so no one will be able to join via that link, so you'll need to email that to all the other people that you're going to have on tonight.
All right, I sent it to their phone. I'm wondering if it works through the phone.
It doesn't work through the phone because I'm on my phone.
It came up.
Oh, it didn't work on my end. It's weird.
You have an iPhone?
No.
I feel like it happens a lot with the Androids. It's sort of weird.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is. But yeah, 517. Do me a favor and click on the link and see if it works for you. Just come into the back room for a second. You don't have to come up. I just want to see. I just want to make sure, you know, if I have to email everybody, I will. But 517, if you wouldn't mind, just click on that link and see if it'll bring you in here. Only because I see you in the chat. All right. Been one of those days, man. Trying to make everything happen.
Android and iPhone aren't cross compatible. Like if somebody from Android sends me like a video,
yeah,
like it's all choppy and fucked up, like shit just doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Because I hit the link on my phone just to see if it would work, and it brought me into the back.
They do that shit on purpose, I'm sure.
I think. Let me see. All right, 517. You good? I just want to see 517. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're good?
What up?
All right, I brought you in here. All right.
Sweet.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I don't see your video, but
Yeah, I got my video cut. I'm just chilling out in the front room, just kicking it.
All right, cool. I'm gonna bring
Yeah,
you back
sounds
out.
good. See you in a bit.
You'll be back. Yeah, you'll be back at 10 o'clock, right? 10 o'clock. I'll see you.
Yep. Have a great night. I'll be in the comments.
All right, bro.
See.
Appreciate it. All right.
Smoking on that fire, as always.
So what you smoking on now? What is that?
So I actually smoking on the high divorce rate Limelight, but what I did, I don't normally smoke joints. I'm a bong man. It takes me a lot of joints because look I could smoke the equivalent of a fucking gram worth. Like let's say you roll up a gram, right, in a joint and you smoke that. I could smoke that in like 1 or 2 hits.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
And so it's just I get higher from the bong, so that's my preferred method. But I rolled up some bubble hash of the same variety, and put it in there. So I'm just smoking a.
I mean, I like joints. You know, I like to just take because you could taste it so well. I don't know.
Yeah, this one tastes fantastic. It's like probably like 30% bubble hash and 70% flour.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So how's everybody doing tonight? Sorry about the slight technical difficulty. Hopefully we'll be all right for the rest of the night. We'll see. Who knows? You know, you just never know. But welcome everybody. We got Brandon Rustin here tonight. You guys have any questions? You know, you guys feel free to put them into the chat. You know, we'll sit here and talk a little bit. But anytime you guys put a question up, if you guys are new, I'm going to throw it up on the screen, sort of like I just did that right there. I'll tell the people on Instagram. I will not be able to see your guys' questions from Instagram. That's just the way that this app works. I can see YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I cannot see Instagram. So if you guys are on Instagram, and I'll see
GMR 415 is leveling up his game and tapping in with some Bacillus subtilis and Trichoderma. You know what's really it's crazy, dude. It's such a hot topic. Like I've been getting so many questions and like responses about some of the videos that I made. I think I'm gonna keep making more videos about the biocontrol properties of the Trichoderma and the Bacillus because people fucking love them. They seem to because it's I'm getting a lot of I get asked questions about it every day.
And you have like on your site, you have somewhere where you have a whole bunch of information where they can go and actually see some of this stuff, right?
Yeah, so we have a blog, and there's probably at least 200 or 300 fucking like the blogs are longer than what we could fit on social media posts. So there's tons of info on like there's water quality targets on there. The very first post on there, which you'll have to scroll for a minute to get to it, but it talks about water quality. It's highly recommended. It can help you understand, what water quality is, why pH ranges might be a certain way, what nutrients might be in your water, then how to remediate those situations if any of them are high. But it's got everything from soil science, microbiology. It's got tips and tricks, I think, on there. I mean, it's just totally fucking random, but there's a massive amount of information. It's all super high quality info.
Trying to get us back on Instagram. Sorry. I'm definitely having technical difficulties tonight. Hold on one sec.
We're just chilling anyway.
It's like when I'm in here, I can't see anything. I can't see you guys. And I noticed it wasn't live. But we'll get it all taken care of. We'll get it fixed. And we'll get to some of your guys' questions as well. What do we got?
Looks like Mike said he's late in flower and he's got some gas, the Starfighter times gas B2F2 stinking Asphalt burnt rubber terps. Yep. What you should get. Get that funk.
You can see when I put the questions up there.
I'm reading from the chat. B. Delaney asked about, is it better to spray application or add them to the soil? So I spray and I drench. And that's because when we're talking about integrated pest management, you have to think about canopy management and media management. So with the Trichoderma and Bacillus subtilis, I actually pre-treat my soil outdoors. Indoors we're pretty good. But I pre-treat before I plant outside, I pre-treat my soil. And then after I get my plants in there and they're established, I hit them probably like once every 8 weeks, and I drench and spray throughout the whole season.
All right, there we go. There we go. All right, we're good now. Yeah. So for I know I pull. Oh, what is your best resource for learning soil science?
I can actually show you. Let me grab it real quick. It's just in my backpack right over here. This book right here. Principles and Applications of Soil Microbiology. This is basically the Bible. If you want a book that'll give you all the information that you need to have a comprehensive understanding of soil and soil microorganisms, this is the book right here. Principles and Applications of Soil Microbiology. You can pick it up for about 15 or 20 bucks used online at ABE Books. There's also stuff like this too, like the International, Certified Crop Advisor exam study book. Those are going to be the things that are more like college stuff. Like standard agronomy textbook type shit that you would learn from like an ag school. Doesn't have really anything to do with regenerative ag or sustainability. It's just conventional stuff.
All right. Sorry. Now I can see you guys. I was trying to get the Instagram up, but now I'm back. We're good. We're definitely good now. Sorry about that. All right. So we hit up. I'm latent flower. You already talked about that, right? Burnt rebel terps. Thank you, Brandon. Need smaller bong or bubbler. Let's go.
Check this out. So I have I got an email this morning, and I have this preliminary contract that they want to finalize on April 1st. It's the $5 million I was trying to get to build a factory in North Dakota.
Let's fucking go. So does it look like it's gonna happen?
Yeah, they reached out and they said they want to finalize on April 1st. So I forwarded the email over to my attorney because I already went over the contract, and it's essentially a convertible debt agreement. So this is the cool thing. I only needed $5 million for the project, but my EBITDA is $58.5 million. And the EBITDA is basically what my businesses would be evaluated at. And so on a convertible note, I can pay the interest, but it can be converted. Like the debt can be converted.
Right.
But so if I defaulted on the interest payments or whatever on the loan, the conversion would only be 10%, which is fine because we were willing to give up as a collective. NASA Agricultural Technologies and Bokashi Earthworks were collectively prepared to already give up 30% of the company for the investment. And so we maintained, 90%, even if it's really good fucking terms. And I went over it with my attorney already, and so they're like ready to move forward. They're huge, they fund like huge projects. They're like, our minimum is 1 million, but they go all the way up to like $200 million in like funding projects. So
hell yeah, congratulations.
but now I'm gonna be subject to international courts as well. Like I'm gonna be subject to the Bank of England and the Saudi Arabian court systems, so I got to make sure I'm not in the least bit intimidated by it, because I've got like Alan behind me, and I've got good people that'll
Right.
gonna make sure that we fucking get everything done. Plus, it's a business plan. Like everything's already planned out. All I have to do is follow the plan, and then
Yeah, that's it. That's good news, man. That's what's up. Like I said, congratulations on that. So,
looks like it's about to happen.
how long do you think it's going to be before? Is there a time frame on it, or?
Yeah, so it'll most likely will be in production just before next time for next spring.
Okay.
So the goal would be get everything built out. I'm gonna have to go, buy a piece of land, build out, a metal building, get all the equipment built in there, and then start production runs.
And where are you going to build? What state are you going to stay where you are, or?
Yeah, so what I did was I incorporated in a new business called Carbotech Technologies as a joint venture, a C corporation based out of North Dakota. And it's a joint venture between Bokashi Earthworks and NASA Agricultural Technologies. So they're now my business partners. And then what I did was because I went up there and I met all of like the big players up there, the heads of ag, the heads, I met briefly met Kelly Armstrong, who's now the governor. He wasn't when I met him, but he just became the governor. I met all the heads of the Commerce Department. I met the president of BNI, one of the largest coal mining companies there. I met all of the members of the Lignite Energy Council. So when I applied for primary sector, because there's different regulations. In North Dakota, their two main industries are energy and agriculture. And the way that energy ties into agriculture is it takes energy to produce conventional products, but we can do it less expensively. And then our product can be used in a way that we're building up soil carbon. So we also qualify for like carbon tax credits and stuff like that. But just in the state, they gave us primary sector, which gives us a tax-free in the state. So we don't have to pay taxes in the state on our business. And we're talking about, we can produce, about $100 million in revenue every year once we're operational. As long as we can sell that much product, we can produce that much product. And so not having to pay taxes on tens of millions of dollars is fucking huge. And then also getting tax incentives from the carbon credit because we're producing carbon-based fertilizer. And what we can do is I found out because I did a bunch of research on tax code and I read like 170 pages of tax code. And I found out that Q45 allows you to fill out what's called a life cycle activity report for carbon. And if you can increase long-term soil carbon storage and you can record that through data, you could submit that data through that life cycle activity report to the IRS and the Department of Energy, and they'll give you carbon tax credits, which can be sold to a third party or openly traded on a non-voluntary compliant stock market. Yeah, so shit's kind of wild, bro. Like,
that's insane. Like, to be able to save that in taxes alone, is that state countrywide, or is that just North Dakota?
It's North Dakota, but
okay,
that's where all my business, the majority of the taxes would be at anyway. And then when we're talking about federal taxes, because we can apply for these carbon credits, like I was able to write $5.5 million at minimum. It could be double that. I went with like being really like conservative, what I mean, on all my things. But just with that alone, it's $5.5 million worth of carbon tax credit, which at the end of the year, you basically just fill out a form and they give you that money. They're like, all right, so here you fucking,
what's up?
Either if you owe money, they'll subtract it out of that. But like I said, it's,
and you could trade. And you could actually
trade them. Yeah. So it's like $20 per metric ton of carbon captured or carbon sequestered. And on the open commodities market, which is unregulated, non-voluntary compliant market, it's fucking between $30 and $50 a metric ton. So you could even double your money by putting it in the stock market after you've gotten those carbon tax credits. So
Right.
it's really an interesting play because not only can I do different things, like I can, openly trade and buy and sell those carbon credits, but I can also help farmers who are switching over to these products. Let's say a farmer's got 10,000 acres of corn, right? And he goes and he's getting, the humate fertilizer. He's using the humate fertilizer. He does the test. His increase in organic matter increases by 0.01% per acre over 10,000 acres. So that's like 58. That's like 5,800. That's like 5,800 tons of carbon
Right.
sequestered, right? And so, like, I did the math already, and using those parameters, it's $187 per acre. So if he had 10,000 acres of land and he increased the carbon content by 1% over that 10,000 acres, he would be getting from that carbon tax credits, $187 an acre, or approximately $1.8 million in carbon
Right.
tax credit, which could completely offset. Like, I mean, that could be more valuable than the fucking entirety of his whole fucking crop.
No shit. It sounds like that's around what it would be, right?
So I found a way to use like these programs and think out of the box to create strategic business concepts that work to synergize my relationships with the farmers to help them, get on products that are going to help build soil carbon and be more sustainable, reduce their carbon footprints, and then they get incentivized for it. You know what I mean? And I know it's like it's I don't really like incentives because they did that shit to like corn and soy, but they did it in a way where they're like dropping prices, and this way he's getting a direct return on on improving his land.
Yeah. Hmm.
Some trippy shit, man.
Yeah. I mean, just the tax cuts alone, that's insane. I know how much we all pay taxes, so just to think about it like that alone, and to
I
be able
know,
to,
bro. Payroll tax and like
bro, it's insane.
people don't understand like how things are, how much things are taxed. It's so un-American because like me as an employee, right? So I have to pay a tax to pay my employee, and then the money that was just taxed gets
Right.
taxed again
It gets
when it
taxed
gets to
again.
them. Yeah, it
Right.
gets taxed again, and then when they go to a store or buy anything, it gets taxed the fucking again.
Yeah.
It's insane,
It
bro. The
is
amount
insane.
it's so un-American.
Yeah.
The tax rates that we have right now make Revolutionary War tax rates look like a goddamn birthday present.
It's insane. It's absolutely fucking insane.
We would be fucking so excited to have King George's tax rates back. We would be fucking like, we would be cheering. Everybody would be partying, bro. People wouldn't be working for a week. Like, people would be like, "Oh, we get to fucking keep all our money."
No shit. I mean, that's how. Come on, man. And they barely use any money. What they say they're going to use it. We're in a time right now. It's sort of ludicrous. It just is. I talked to you about
Yeah.
egg prices. Like, I don't know. It's crazy, man.
So
We
I'm
run
gonna
our own
use-
businesses, and I don't
Hey,
think people
I'm gonna
realize
fucking use
like,
the system. That's how rich people did it, bro. And I didn't really understand, but all it is that they're willing to sit there and take the fucking time to read an arduous amount of fucking legalese and fucking just hope you can conceptualize what's trying to be said well enough to fucking make it valuable.
yeah,
Because that's all I did, bro. I read so much tax code, bro, and it's like, this is fucking, like, you know what I mean? I have a really good high comprehensive ability to comprehend the information that I'm reading, but it's still, dude, it's written, and it's like where you have to read things, or at least I did. I have to go back and read things over and over again.
yeah. That's why I pay for an accountant and shit. And it's crazy expensive. It's crazy. It's just all crazy, man.
Well, there's not a lot of people that do this type of stuff, though. I mean, try to go and
No.
Google somebody that, a firm that can set you up Q45 carbon credits. They're gonna be like, "What are you even fucking talking about? People don't even know these programs exist, bro." There was a program, $10 billion program, 48C, bro. And I read all of that tax code because it's pertinent to what I'm doing too. If it opens up again, which it probably will, but there's ridiculous fucking amounts of money. And I'm not talking about millions of dollars. I'm not talking about
Billions
tens
of
of
dollars.
millions. I'm not talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm talking about billions of
Right.
fucking dollars.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's why, people that fucking have money keep their money. And when it comes to taxes, they know how the loopholes. The loopholes are there. You just have to know them and find them.
Also, somebody told me that you should focus on trying to create multiple streams of revenue. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to focus your full-time, like, full-time energy on one thing, but if you can subdivide all the things that you like to do and create businesses around them to create residual income, that's like the key. You get 7 passive forms of revenue and you're going to be a millionaire at some point, if as long as you can decently manage your businesses.
I mean, that's what I'm starting a new site. I'm doing what I do now, and I'm about to open a clone site too. So, more avenues of revenue. That's important.
Yeah.
We'll see what comes after that.
Oh, we should drive some people to the website too, man. If you guys aren't already using the products, go check
That's the
them out.
website right there, right? I want to make sure that's at BokashiEarthworks.net. All right, cool.
Yeah. Tap in. You guys can use Grow Big for 10% off. But we've got stuff for integrated pest management. We've got microbes, amendments. I'm gonna finally start selling bags of soil on the website. I've had it listed there for several years and I've never sold through the website because the shipping cost is usually more than the actual soil itself. But I'm gonna do smaller bags, cubic foot bags, and we have our LTL and all of our shipping integrations finally sorted out on the website. It was like one of the most fucking complicated things to figure out, but we finally got it, and so I'll be able to do that. And also, people will be able to go on there and order wholesale. So, like, people have grow stores or people who are doing larger purchase orders for like nurseries and stuff like that. They'll be able to go directly to the website, and it will do all the LTL, pallet, freight, shipping, and all that shit, dude. So we're like getting everything ready because in April we're gonna have metric tons of product, so that way we can start doing more wholesale distribution stuff instead of just the DTC through the website. This is my biggest thing. I have to have $100,000 worth of inventory just to consider doing wholesaling to large accounts, or supplying garden supply warehouses, grow gens, HTGs, all of that shit, you know what I mean? And so, as a growing company, the inventory management, okay, well, I need to make sure I have all of this. I have to buy this many labels. I have to buy this many bottles. I have to buy this many bags of this. It's going to take this much time and this much, so all of that stuff has to be managed really well. And, we've been growing and stuff. And we'll be able to do that here in April. So we'll have a bunch of product, and then with this investment, I'll never have to worry about inventory management because we're going to be manufacturing 10,000 metric tons. We're going to be manufacturing the NutriGrow pots, bro. Check this out. Picture this.
I've been wondering with the NutriPots. I've been wondering about the NutriPots, man.
Dude,
when they're coming.
It's so much work to make them manually.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. It's too costly. It's too expensive. So doing it industrial at scale is really the only way. So that's why I haven't. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for this thing to hit, and now so all the pieces are coming into place. But picture this. Picture a a tray, right, with little one by one, like the trays with your plugs in them that you have
like
your rooting plugs,
right.
So think about a plug, right? And instead of being made out of plastic, it's made out of NutriGrow pots, bro. So they're all little individual one by one pots, that you can put your rock, you can put your like peat plug or your cocoa plug, your root riot or your whatever
Right.
you use for your clone media, and then you can fucking clone in that thing, and then what's gonna happen is you don't have
You
to,
can,
it's just gonna grow right into the fucking pot, and you can fucking plant it. You know what I mean? Like if it doesn't matter if it's corn or whatever, you
yeah,
can plant it.
anything.
It's got fertilizer, bro. Like it's ready to go. Like we can formulate it to like, you know, whatever formulation and size we want. So it'll be fucking rad.
Yeah, the NutriPots were cool, man. I see a couple of people that say they actually use them. So right here, you know, I ran the
Yeah.
NutriPots. Very cool. Yeah, like that size with plugs.
I started all my shit. I have a box of them of just mismatch shapes, all the damaged ones, but I'll fucking start a bunch of stuff this season coming up soon, dude. I'm gonna start fucking throwing stuff in there, getting them in the ground.
Let me see. Was there any questions that you guys had? I'm just trying to see to not miss any of your guys' stuff. I see in-house in here. Shout out to in-house. What's up? What's
What up,
up?
Brandon? I need you to DM me, man. Look at we're gonna be. My partner told me that it should only be about 15 more days until all of our licenses are transferred for the new for our grow and our dispo. So you know we went hella small. The code for 10% is grow big. One word,
Yeah,
grow big.
I'm gonna add that onto here real quick. I think I added. Hold on.
Bro, that fucking the dispo. We have the battle of the breeders in there, all in-house flour. We have our
Oh, I
head
forgot
behind.
about the battle of the breeders, man.
Dude,
Oh
no,
yeah.
it's 15 more days and I can fucking start I can start growing in there. I've got my lights on the way. I've got my DUs on the way. Like, dude, it's almost fucking done. Right now, my boy is lacing up all of our security systems. So we have this super badass. I found it on Facebook, dude. These guys were like going out of business and they were just liquidating everything they had. And they had this brand new security system. It was like a $5,000 security system, but it's got fucking infrared, it's got night vision, it's got 1080 high def, and then it fucking moves and shit, and it can hook up to AI. So you can fucking like, and you can talk through it. It's like
Right.
yeah, it's super legit. So you can
What
do like
up?
AI shit with it. So we have them everywhere. At all the like on the it'll be on the canopies in every single room. It'll be in our dispo, in the front of the grow, in the back. So we're all super laced up on that end, and then, dude, we're almost ready to rock, bro. I'm super fucking excited. Like
Let's go.
everything's fucking coming, like falling into place right now, dude.
You deserve it, man. You know, you put a lot of work into everything. So shit.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, if anybody deserves it, you do, man. Love seeing it too. Code grow big. It's on the bottom. Now you guys got it. It's on the scroll. Use code grow big for 10% off at Bokashi Earthworks.net. There you go.
I should be running some in-house in that battle of the breeders. I got him on the list. I just need him to send me a couple of packs.
Well,
I
let
just
him,
need
you
enough
know.
seeds to pull 9
I
females.
need to call his ass too, bro. My bad. I've been to Florida, back, forth, sick. I got to give you a call, man. I know last time I said I was going to give you a call, and I fucking probably didn't. So my bad. I definitely need to give you a call, Brandon, as well. So, but he says I'll be in Oklahoma in 2 weeks for a week. He's gonna hit you up when he's there.
Yeah, so I'm stoked, man. We'll have our nursery there. We'll have the battle of the breeders, in-house flower. It's really fun, dude. I'm pretty happy. I got great partners. They're, you know, my homeboys. I got to you know, I'm doing this with my friends. So cool.
I remember did you ever do the dispensary too? How did that come along?
Yeah,
Like
the dispensary and grow. It's
okay,
vertically integrated.
okay.
So
And how's that coming
it's like
along?
a micro grow. We went boutique, dude. We're only running 14 lights in flowers, split between 3 rooms. We have 2 4-light flowering rooms. We have 1 6-light flowering room. We've got like a 2,000 watt mom room We have a small nursery. We have a warehouse. We have a drying and trimming area, and then we have our dispensary part of the place too. So it's small, but our overhead, dude, I pay less than $1,500 a month for our insurance and our lease over there. And it's for a
That's just.
dispensary and a grow, bro. Like,
I got to come to Oklahoma. I mean, what the fuck?
you know what I mean? Like, it's like I can pay the fucking rent off just like clone sales. You know what I mean?
No
Like,
shit.
we're gonna be
Hey,
slaying all kinds of clones because we're gonna be hunting constantly in the Battle of the Breeders' Room.
speaking of clones, man, I'm just putting it out there. Clone site, it should be up and running within the next 2 weeks. It's going to be a centralized clone site. I would love to have some of your clones on there. We'll talk about that. But I have a bunch of people on board already. We're going to put some exclusive stuff on there, like through breeders. I'm not going to really mention their names now.
Yeah.
But there'll be a nice selection of clones where it'll be a centralized site. You guys would ship, but I'll talk to you off here about it.
Sweet. Okay, so Multi Mike asked, "What's the cultivar lineup in the dispo?" So for our in-house flower, I was just gonna run 6 things pretty consistently. We'll have to figure out what those 6 things are. But what I was gonna do was, like uplifting, sativa.
Okay, we
Sedating,
can say
sedating
right.
quotes.
I like the uplifting. I like uplifting.
Okay, we'll have
Yeah,
the hybrid, which will be,
in the middle,
mid-range,
right? And
and we'll
then
have our like not low quality. There's no low quality in the shop, but our our sedative
right, our
indica.
couchy, our laid back, our relax, our yeah, yeah. I
But
like it.
specifically, I spoke to P Bud, and I was like, "Yo, what up, dude? I want to grow the chem and put that on the market. It's gonna be all boutique at my spot." And I just asked him if I could use the artwork and all that shit like that for the Chem D, and like
Right.
he's like, "Yeah, dude, yeah." He's like, "That's totally cool with me." So he gave
That's
me
what's
his
up.
blessing. So one, I'm gonna be running Chem D, and it'll be like official. Like this
Chem
is
D.
because I have the official cut. I'm gonna put it in the official packaging and shit, and with with the label. It
Yeah, I
says
know he's out.
Chem
He
D.
does that out in Florida. I know he has a
Yeah.
dispensary out there. So
Yes.
yeah.
And so I'm gonna run that. I'm gonna run Blueberry Train Mac. I'll probably run um like a lemon cherry gelato or something like that just for the market, you know what I mean? And then I'll probably run some stuff like, maybe like a train wreck or super silver haze cross. I'll do more kind of like old school traditional stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. Train wreck, super silver haze. Yeah, sign me
We'll
up for
have
that
like
right there.
we'll do like maybe like a purple Hindu by Afghani or something like that or maybe I'll do the Afghani bull rider. Maybe that's probably what I'll do for like for the indica for like the real sedative.
Yeah.
Is I'll probably do the Afghani bull rider.
The
But there'll
indica.
be some stuff that are just specific to our shop that other people don't have. You know what I mean? That other people around here don't have. And I think the fun part about it is those will be 6 things that are always available. We want to be able to provide consistent medicine. And the thing is, when I trapped, I grew the same shit for years. Like I grew that purple kush for like 15 years. I grew the Afghani bull rider for almost the same amount of time. I grew sour OG kush. There wasn't a lot of variance in the things that I grew because anytime that I tried to switch it up, people would be like, "Oh, you got any more of that sour? Or you got any more of that PK?" And
Yeah.
so I just found it. Okay, well, I'm just gonna stick to the things that people want. And it's like it didn't change over the course of almost 2 decades. The same people that I've sold weed to wanted the same thing. And so that's what I want to offer. I don't want to constantly be rotating, but we will be doing that with the Battle of the Breeders thing. So it's going to be exclusive. So like if you want something that's new and always constantly rotating, there'll be drops, every, 3 2.5 months or whatever, every 3 months, quarterly, there's going to be the pheno hunt drop, which is 4 breeders, 9 different phenos of one variety. So you could potentially have 36 different flavors, every 3 months that you can come pick up at the shop. And I'm doing cross promotion and marketing because, like, here's the thing. We're going to turn the Battle of the Breeders into a series, like a YouTube series. So you can, so people can see, oh, hey, this is Caps Coolio. This is Mean Jeans, Lime F5 times Grapes on a Skunk. This is, Pinehurst's Blueberry FPOG, like whatever, like I'll be cross, promoting people in the space and saying, hey, these are these people's genetics. Check this out. And then we're using, these lights, and we've got GrowLink. It's like basically I've got, people that helped us out that were, doing cross branding and marketing with as well. People that we work together with. So we're trying to do, it's about creating kind of like synergies, kind of creating synergistic relationships with people in the community. Because again, I wasn't one of those. I've done it where I was like, oh, we're gonna go big, and I had big ass, mixed like greenhouse shit in the past, and I just had shitty partners and stuff, dude. And it's like this time I was like, I'm gonna take the stress out of the business and just go small, man. Everybody wants to go big, and I was like, we're just gonna go small. We'll crush it.
Yeah, crafts, put love into it. Crafts, fire. I agree.
I'll be around. I'll be at the office every day. I'm always there every morning. I get there around like usually 7:30 or 8 in the morning.
There you go. 517. I was looking for that comment. I knew it was there, but there was more comments. I wanted to throw that up there for 517.
It's booked up for let me grab my my list. I have.
So what's coming up? What I mean, do we know what the first round is? Like, are we allowed to?
No, here's the thing. Oh shit, it's not in here.
And you're gonna do. I remember you saying like the Battle of the Breeders. That stuff's gonna go into sales, like flights, right? Something like that. And then we talked about something like a flight from the Battle of the Breeders. Like you'll get.
So the Battle of the Breeders is essentially I'm taking 9 female plants of one variety. So for Capulator gave me Coolio, right? So he gave me 2 packs of that. What I'll do is I'll pop, all of those, and then I'll sex test everything. I'll pull 9 females out, and then it'll be 9 plants per light. So I have 4,000-watt lights, and I'm going to have 1 variety per light, 9 plants per light, right? So it's 36 plants total.
Right.
And it's 1 light per breeder, right? So I'll have Capulator, in-house, Pinehurst. And the way that I'll choose it is I got to get everybody to send me the pack. Some people already have. I need to get the rest of them, and I'm going to pull them out.
Do you know that person? I don't know what that question is. I figured I'd throw it up there. What does someone
get? Nothing. No, so the way that it works is like I'm not the one that does the selections, right? Like I'll do selections based off of my criteria, but the actual competition part, when you get one of those flights, right? So you get the Capulator flight of the 9 different grams of Coolio, right? So you have pheno number 1 through 9. Then you have Cap Junkies, Wedding Cake, whatever cross. You have 9 different grams of that in the flight. It'll have in these boxes with the little flights that there'll be a QR code where you scan that and you judge every single one of those phenotypes to see which one you like. And it's basically the consumer who's buying that is is who's judging it. It has nothing to do with me or anything else. It's strictly the consumer, right? So the person who comes in there and they want to be involved in like the fucking competition, because here's the thing, we're going to be doing a series. People can watch what's happening all over the country, but people that are like local can come and participate and be a judge. you know,
Right.
and that's how you judge it. Is you just pick up your thing and you fucking you smoke, bro. You sit there and you smoke.
And you scan the QR code. I mean,
Yeah,
that's perfect.
yeah.
Really,
So
that's how it
first of
should be.
all,
You know?
the winner doesn't get anything. The winner gets clout. The winner is
Yeah,
like, hey,
notoriety. That was what.
round one was this. This is the fucking. These are the results. You know, overall. You know,
Yep.
whatever the scores. You know what the criteria is. It could be based off of flavor. Bag appeal, terpenes, taste, effect. You could have overall scores, and it's strictly because my the way I judge and think about things is from a grower's perspective. You know what I mean? Which is much different than a lot of smokers because I'm looking at things
Yeah.
way differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're looking at the experience that they have without any of the pre-knowledge of the experience that I have of working with that plant, seeing how it grows, seeing how it responds, because they might pick something that was harder to grow than everything else. But and
Yeah.
that's not one that I would have picked, but I say, oh hey, the fucking market speaks for the market. You know what I mean? So you can't deny
Always though. Yeah.
the data. And so it's a really clever way to collect marketing data and market analysis to collect, to do cross branding and cross promotions and cross marketing and be able to create synergy with different people that are in the community. Will I be using all your nutrients in the Dispo Grow? Of course. How
I
else
mean,
would you do it?
I felt like I just want, yeah, that's a no-brainer right there. I mean, shit.
Yeah, I mean
Of course.
it can be such a great opportunity to showcase the humates and what we're doing. I mean, I already do it. I show people, hey, look at I'm doing I've got Black Lime Reserve and Chem Dog growing right now, cross that I made. I show shit all the time. I feature it, other people using it. So
He loves the quotations with everything. It's hard. It's like I think it's better to describe it that way at this point. Not just call a
yeah.
sativa something that's gonna it's actually strain specific. So
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure where the connotation and the correlation between the
no,
uplifting
it
for
really doesn't have
sativa
anything.
and the sedative for
Right.
indica, because when I
It's the
was
leaf.
taught,
Really.
we would be like, oh, it's a 60-40 indica sativa. And we weren't talking about the high. We're talking about the morphological characteristics of the
Right.
plants. Oh, gee, all the guys that taught me this stuff when I was a teenager, they were using terminology that had nothing to do with effect. They were always talking about the morphology of the plant. So they knew like, oh, if it's a 70-30 sativa indica, we know that it's, we only need to put a week veg on it because it's going to stretch this much.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so they were always talking in terms of morphological characteristics. And I was always under the impression that like, broadleaf varietals that were short and stocky,
Will be more indica. Right.
More northern latitudes where they need to conserve more energy for like, heat regulation, and maybe they don't have as much consistent light, so they have wider leaves, so they have a wider surface area to capture more light in a shorter time period, versus something in a northern equator where you have warmer temperatures, higher humidity, so you get sets
Narrow
that are
leaves.
further apart, narrower leaf sets that allow more air to pass through. You have different characteristics that would be indicative of something that grows in a certain region. And that's how it was always expressed to me when I was younger. So I don't even know at what point, like the correlation between those things like came into play. You know what I mean? Because again, we'd be like
Right.
when we were talking about, the Afghani bull rider, we'd always be, it's a 60-40 indica sativa, right? Because it would grow like a short stacky indica, but it would fucking stretch. He wants all the males. Yeah, I don't. we have a small tissue culture set up at the place too, because we have a warehouse in there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put every single pheno from the battles of the breeders in TC, so that way we can pull them out and offer them as clones to the public. That's part of our business model, because we do have our hemp license there, so we can ship clones everywhere.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's why I decided to do this. I figured it was time. I tried to do the clone site before, and it was sort of a nightmare when I tried to do it at that point in time. But now I have so many people that want to be on board, and I feel like there's no better time than right now to get all these people together and just give a centralized location. Everybody's going to do their own thing regardless, and they can go do that. But this way, they'll have, Fresh Coast.
Yep. That's it. Look at Fresh Coast. I just seen him in the chat. Fresh Coast is in the Battle of the Breeders. So the thing is, somebody will be able to get a Fresh Coast, genetic and 9 different phenos of that in their flight, and they can go and pick that up. It'll say, Bongazo, which is our name. All my partners are all Mexican.
Okay.
And we're on the south side also, which is like predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, right? And so I was like, we should do Mexican theme. You guys are Mexican, like let's just go vibe with it, because
run with that. Yeah.
So it'll co-branded packaging that says, hey, this is the breeder, this is who bred this, because the consumer doesn't know.
I love that you're doing that.
Yeah, dude. It's like being able
that should be a thing.
A correlation, like why, dude? They're getting this fire ass weed, and they're like, oh, they can make a correlation with genetics and the actual like people behind it. You know what I mean?
100%. Dude, we've been talking about this for a while. I've been talking to Ross about this for a long time, and other people as well. Like, to be able to walk into a dispensary and know who the breeder is, that's not even a thing, and it should be a thing. Their logo should be on some of the stuff.
It's like, and there's no strings attached to it. It's just me putting in quality work to grow quality gear, and everybody gets to kind of benefit from it. Like, it all works synergistically. People get free promotion and free marketing, and they get to connect with customers that aren't necessarily even in the location where they're at.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's cool. Having a lot of fun with it.
Any line bread work in the grow off?
Any line bread? I don't know, man.
I
don't know what everybody's sending me. That's the thing. I have the breeders, but I told them to send me whatever I had no choice in the genetics. It's whatever that person thought would be the best thing. So I just said, hey, send whatever you think, or whatever you want to see grown by me. So it's up in the air. I have no idea.
I only have you. The hour goes by this fast. We have 8 minutes left, so I'm going to try to ask like this guy. What's the worst plant problem you've encountered, and how did you deal with it? And I'm going to throw a Fresh Coast thing. Tell me when and where to send.
The worst. Okay, I think the worst. The worst possible plant problem that you can get is probably hemp russet mite. That's, in my opinion, I think that's probably the worst thing that you can have. And the best thing to do is just cut those bitches out and fucking reset, clean your shit up. You can treat it, but the thing is, you have to have a really, really hardcore IPM, and you gotta stick to it. Micronized sulfur with their surfactant, rotating with things like horticulture oil, making sure you hit the media with things like pyganic and stuff like that. It's just, you got to go hard. Hemp russet mite can be fucking brutal if you get it, man. It can fucking ruin things. Things can go sideways with hemp russet really fucking quick. You could not even realize that you have hemp russet mite. And let's say you're 2 weeks in the flower and you fucking notice a little bit, good chance you won't make it to fucking harvest. They can fucking come up hella quick, dude. They're fucking vicious. And some of those motherfuckers have been like turned into super mites, where motherfuckers will like spray crazy ass shit on them, and then they get fucking all immune, and then they're walking around with fucking the same clothes on that they were fucking in their garden, and they go to somebody else's garden and gives them fucking super mite. And then this fool's like, I have tried fucking everything and I can't fucking figure out, the guy that gets it can't figure out what the fuck's going on because he's got some fucking super mite that's all jacked up on fucking fluoramide and azadirachtin and fucking Eagle 20, and it's all swole out it's all roided out on fucking poison and shit, and there's nothing you can do to fucking control it. Hemp russet mite is one of those things where you can take care of it if you have genetics you need to save. You can do surface sterilization before you clone, and then after they've rooted, you do the same thing, surface sterilization. But it's really hard to like go and try to combat them because they're microscopic. They're so small, and they get into the crevices of the leaf margins where like the leaf vein is like attaching itself to the actual like cellulose, and they can be a nightmare if you get them. That's why managing stuff and doing preventative maintenance, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
What else? What are the symptoms? Did you just talk? Okay.
So typically what you'll see is you'll just see lackluster plants at first. You can also see some curling on the leaf tips, but then you'll start to see kind of like this brown discoloration on the stems. And then if it gets really bad, it actually starts to look like a brown fungus. And if you get a microscope and you scope it, you can see that it's just moving around like crazy. That's like if it gets real bad. But it looks like lightly colored rust fungus that can be on different areas of the plant, on the stalk, on the undersides of the leaves, at the new growth site. Sometimes they'll only be on one side of a plant, and it'll be like, oh, it's on these 3 fucking branches and nowhere else on the plant. I've seen that type of shit happen before. Symptoms can vary, man. It just varies depending on, environmental conditions, your nutrient conditions, because those things are feeding off of the nutrients. So if you have if you've got like your shit's all dialed in and you're like, yeah, my plants look all healthy and shit, you might not notice it at first until it gets really, really bad, because you do have good, plants, and you do have fucking good environmental parameters, and it can be hard to diagnose because they're really hard to fucking find. They're extremely small. You need a 100x microscope.
Microscope, yeah.
And so
Can you talk about light pollution? How much does it take to measure your flower cycle?
I couldn't give you like a UML reading of how much, but I'm willing to bet that if we could measure the brightness of a full moon and figure out how many like lumens that is, most varieties I think would do okay up to that amount. I think anything past that is becoming artificial, because I have plants that veg throughout the season, right? But they're getting fucking light. They're getting moonlight, and sometimes that moonlight's pretty bright, and I don't typically have issues with hermaphrodism. But I don't know, man. To be completely honest, I don't know the answer to that question. I'm just speculating on kind of where my mind goes when I think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, IPM. So be preventative. I got to color nitrogen.
Biosecurity, canopy, and media maintenance. But like, I grow outside in my shed, so I'm gonna get fucking bugs. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, they're gonna come in, but I always do my IPM, so it's never really a fucking problem. I get ladybugs in there sometimes. I don't even know how they fucking get in there. They're just wild.
So full moon is good, but porch light will keep you in veg.
Porch light, yeah. Porch light probably will. If it's bright enough.
Yeah.
You know, I do because I have a fucking my patch is right out here, right? And I have a porch light out here. And I fucking keep that thing on during veg time.
Yeah, I see what you guys are saying. You guys have any more questions, man? I had Brandon an hour. I'm gonna have
Yep. Who's up
Uncle
next?
Doobie and Aficionado. They should be here any minute,
Leo's
so
coming
they should be
on.
coming. Let me
Cool.
see.
Leo's the homie.
He
It
definitely.
looks like he's been doing some cool work with like he's writing some white papers and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool that he's you know, doing that and get some peer reviewed research going on.
Yeah, man, I've been seeing them post that stuff as well. How does? All right, they're coming out right now. So, how does that actually start? I mean, where do they come from? Develop microbes in the soil.
How does what actually start?
I think he's talking about russets, I guess.
Oh, they're so small, dude. They could literally they could travel on a fly's leg. Yeah, they can be blown in the wind. They can travel on other insects. They can travel on birds. They can travel on clothing.
I live in an area of Sonoma. The moon is super bright. I've never had issues. Yeah, I think that's what he was saying, though. Once you get past that brightness of the
Oh,
moon.
look at that. Sonoma, that's called Valley of the Moon. In fucking Cali, Valley of the Moon. Valley of Moon, like the fucking where you go in and you have to have a 4x4, and they used to have old fucking hippie parties.
Oh,
That'd be
shit.
tripping. We're talking about the same place. That was not
Appreciate
in
you,
Sonoma,
too.
though. That was off the 8. That was off the 8 in like just outside San Diego County. No, I mean, dude, you can get mites indoors, you can get mites outdoors. It just depends. It depends on your cleanliness, your biosecurity practices, and your integrated pest management protocols.
Let's go. I see them coming.
I should probably hop off so the next guest can pop on here.
I get them in here too. I don't know. But yeah, I know I had you an hour. I appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate
You don't have
you.
to go. I mean,
you know.
I'm doing to chill and chop the shit up, but I just don't want to take away from your next guest. You know what I mean?
No, it's going to be Uncle Doobie, who I think do you guys know each other? Have you guys met?
Have not met you, Brandon. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Okay.
to meet you. Nice to virtually meet you.
Yeah, and we got Leo should be coming on any second as well. So I could have all you guys on.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, I ain't doing shit. I'm just fucking chilling.
Cool.
You know what I mean? It's just me and the dog, bro. I'm a bachelor. I got the fucking the whole house to myself.
You gotta love it.
Nice.
It's just
and there's
me
Leo. So I might as well
and the
get
dog.
everybody up here. Let's go.
What up, Leo?
What's up, dude? What's up?
Good
What's
to
up,
see you,
Brandon?
man.
Good to see you.
I was just talking about you.
Last I saw you was fucking Cure Cup.
Yep. I think I was getting fucked up.
Dude, we were on a sick one.
I was, dude. I know. We were like, dude, I was like, there ain't nothing to do here. There's like, we got bored and then we dropped some acid. Then somebody gave us some mushrooms, and then there was fucking nitrous, and then there was ketamine, and it was just it was wild.
Like a proper good time. Yeah, it was a proper
Yeah,
good
it sounds like a good night. Definitely.
You know, it's not very often that those types of things happen, but you know, a couple times a year it goes down.
Oh shit! Right. Let's go. Okay, so Brandon's gonna be chilling with us. He got nothing else to do except chill with us. So it's gonna be a good, we're gonna run through this next hour with everybody in here.
Cool.
And let's talk a little bit about, I know everybody wants to know a little bit about this drop that's coming up. Like, let's really get into this drop a little bit. The sour work.
What's dropping? Let me hear.
Talk about it.
Let him hear it, Doobie.
I love sour. I love sour and chem.
Yeah. We're going to be doing some with some chem and some with some sour. Well, with the 91 and then with some sour as some of the groundwork there. So some of the stuff we're doing, I don't know, Leo, which one do you want to do first? Like the 30-year dogs or the Fire on the Mountains, maybe?
I know we were doing the Scarlet Fire, the GMO 30-year dog. I think you should tell them about the 30-year dogs. I think you had F2s of that you
Yeah,
wanted to roll.
and we had that back onto the 91 too. So 30-year dog is when I hit the Chem 91 with the Chem Fuego from Lucky Dog from Skunk VA. And the Chem Fuego is Chem 91 BX3 male hitting the sour band. So, and then the other male that we're releasing stuff from was the Fire on the Mountain, which was the Hunter Mountain Sour Diesel hit by the Chem Fuego. And the Hunter Mountain Sour is like the old AJ Sour, or they call it the Wing Wang, got the Black Rabbit cut. There's a bunch of other cuts that perpetrate as the AJ Sour that aren't actually it. That Hunter Mountain is the old one.
Someone asked if you, yeah, I could hear you fine. I feel like whoever asked that, Alex, you might want to maybe go out and come back in or turn your volume up because I could hear him fine. I think everybody else can hear him fine too. So it could just be a connection thing.
I'll try to be louder and project more. I know I got the bandana.
He likes to keep it low key.
All I see is still your face back there. I
Yep,
see
that's
somebody-
what I was thinking.
That's
I'm
what
going
I
to turn
see.
the camera off for 1 second while I do a dab, and then I'm be right back. I'm still here. I'm still here, but
Are you sure you're still here?
I'm definitely still here.
I'm hunting out some Chem D cross to Black Lime Reserve. So I took my Black Lime
wow.
female, crossed it on to the Chem D female, the clone. And I'm hunting it right now. I'm at day 31, and it's exactly what I anticipated it would be, which is
Chem
and sour.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy. I'm not releasing seeds. I gave out a couple of packs. I gave a pack to P-Bud. Gave a pack to Jackson. And I'm just gonna hunt it out, and I put all the phenos in tissue culture. So once I pick one of those out, I'm gonna be growing that at that dispo, the new dispo grow.
It's gonna be fire, like super chem. You said Chem D across the BLR.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire, bro. It's gonna be super.
I'm like
putting the chem back in it because the chem for the Chem Special Reserve that went into the Black Lime Reserve, that was from a male of some Stardog seeds that I got in a bag seed, a pound of Kyle Cushman's old partner, this dude Ben, old school Ben down in Willits. And I was moving his depth back in the day, and he had like the most fire fucking Chem D depths, Stardog depths. I found out later after the fact, after Kevin Jodry introduced me to him, that he was Kyle Cushman's dude, like he was like his partner back in the day. And so I was moving his weed because I was selling for the highest ticket. It was the nicest weed. It was like the fucking nicest weed ever. And this is like I was moving it back in like 09, 2010, back when like Cushman was still in like, Brook Trails when people knew him and just Adam. And so I was moving Ben's stuff, and he had some fucking bag seed in the bottom of his Stardog pounds because you're breaking shit down, you're preparing it to go wherever, and that's where the seeds from the Stardog came from, and then the mom came from Spirog via our homies fucking Jamie and Richard, who was really close with my ex at the time that co-founded the company with me, who's no longer here with us, RIP, L. And so we got the Chem 4 from those guys, and we don't even know if it was like a pure Chem 4. It was like the nastiest Chem we've ever grown. It didn't go 90, 95 days like a real proper Chem. A real Chem, you could stretch that fucker into like 12, 13, 14 weeks. You could
Stardog goes forever.
Yeah.
But this 4 goes forever. That's really why.
Dude, the
Chem from the Trace Dog.
One from Spyrock went for like 70 days and was fire. And it didn't need to go as far as like the 91 that we had, or the D, or the Cis that was like going around. Like I think that's like the 3. And but that Chem 4 was insane. So putting this Chem D back into the BLR is gonna be is going to be crazy because I like the Chem D. I never really kept that one around. I had it for a few seasons, but it was like one of the ones I let go. I was like, fuck, I really should have worked that one.
It's
A little
so
more.
nice, dude. I love the fucking Chem D. So I'm stoked. It'll be really nice. I'll keep doing some work on it too.
Hey, is that the lime one or the special reserve number 5?
It's neither of those. So the reason why I was like, I'm gonna do this, because I was in Michigan and me and Leo were talking because he had told me that when he did the Black Lime Reserve special, he kind of gave me the gist, the story. It wasn't a pure chem on the male. It was a cross with that star dog. And so I was like, oh, dude, and it was a different chem. It was, like you said, it was the chem 4.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, well, this will be interesting because then I don't, nobody's done the chem D. And the male that I have, I hunted out I hunted like 68 seeds that Jackson had given me of the Black Lime Reserve, the F1 seeds. And like the best plant out of that batch was that male, hands down. It was better than everything else, at least vigor and morphology and the structure of it and just all the things that I look for in a healthy plant. And I had that plant, and that's I've kept pollen of that thing for like years. So I just I hit it on there. It's gonna be
That's gonna be
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it as far as like I'm not releasing any of the F1s. And I may release like a couple of cuts, but I'm not sure yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All you guys with your cuts, you know where they're gonna go.
Yeah, dude, I'm so happy that you're getting into the clone game.
Yeah, man, we gonna blow
Yeah.
this shit up. Ross keep being in the comments like, and then I try to call me when I was live. But yeah, I already told him, man. The site's being made right now. We're gonna do centralized where I know, like I said to Brandon, I know you guys do your own thing too, but we'll get some stuff from all you guys that's exclusive or separate or different from what you guys have on your sites, and it'll be a central thing, and we're gonna blow this shit up. So. And I expect to have some aficionado on there,
Clones,
some
bro.
fresh coast on there, all you guys. We're gonna get all your shit on there. So yeah.
I want to say how many weeks is that? This has been up for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know, 65 days or so. You can take it earlier. You can take it a little later, but it's about 65.
All right, so let's start I
think that the best sour comes out around 60 days, and the best chem too.
That's what
Honestly,
makes you different.
Yeah, that's where I take mine.
Really?
Yeah, I take the Chem D about 58 to 60 days.
yeah,
you and
dude.
Jimmy
There's
are the
this
only
one
dudes I
spot
know that
like
take it early.
54 days in, chem D is like so fucking kicking, dude. It's crazy, but it's like the nugs haven't finished filling out at that point.
No, they're filled, dude.
No. I'm thinking 54 days. You have to go a little bit later, like you said, 58.
I don't have that much left because it's like one of my favorite smokes. But dude, it fucking turned out so good. And
Well, it'll keep stacking to 70 days to like 10 weeks, but it's like it's better when it's earlier. It's better.
Yeah.
It's a
And here's the
different
thing,
profile.
as a smoker, it's funny because I saw this meme the other day, and it was like getting a half pound as a grower, and it was a dude who was all sad, and then it said getting a half pound as a smoker, and it was a dude that was all happy. And it's like, I'm grow like at least here, on my home grow and shit, at my pad, I grow for my fucking personal. So it's like I'm not concerned about taking shit, all the way to the end to increase my weight. I'm trying to get the maximum effect out of that shit. You know what I mean? And for me, it's taking it. I don't run shit like super long. I don't like my terpenes to oxidize. Like when they start turning amber, those chemicals are starting to oxidize, and that will happen during the drying process naturally. So it's like, they're still developing while they're drying.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but for me and my body chemistry, I enjoy the high. It's a little more uplifting. It's a little more like
it's all day
mental.
smoke versus evening smoke.
Well, it's mental. Like it gets me stoned in my head. It doesn't get me stoned in my body. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I definitely know what you mean because that's when I take my stuff down. Like a bunch of my stuff came down 59 after 59 days. A bunch of
59
other
days.
stuff 63 right now. But then there's
Yeah.
stuff that I have to run longer, like the hazes. They
Yeah.
demand going longer.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
hey,
I
let's
have-
get to some of these questions. Let's do that. I really wanted you to introduce yourself. Like I should have started out that way because I wanted you to sort of, for anybody that doesn't know who you are, Uncle Doobie, just
Gas
introduce yourself.
GPT, bro.
Let the people
He's
know
a
who you are
walking
that
index
doesn't.
on
I know.
everything gas.
Yeah, like there's people in
Yeah.
here
I'm
that
just a
don't
dude
know,
who
but there's
loves weed
people in
like
here
you
that do.
guys.
Yeah,
man.
like this is why we got you on the podcast. Like when I met you, like we became fast friends. It was like we're similar to how friend Frenchie and I met. It was like you and I. Like the next day, we chopped it up for like 13 hours, bro. Like at
Yeah,
your
I want to
crib.
say hi to Alex because he's
Yeah.
chimed in twice.
Shout out,
And we
Chef
met
Alex.
with Alex.
Yeah,
I'll put
Alex
Alex
was
back
there.
up
John
there.
were they?
Yeah,
He wanted you to talk about, you could see when I put that up there. I was going to re-put it up there again,
Alex
but
is the homie.
you could jump into that,
Yeah.
let them know who you are. And we're going to get into the sours, man. Sours, gas. We love the gas. That's what we like. We got some drops coming up. And I want you guys to ask any questions you guys have. And he's going to talk about sour. He's going to talk about whatever he wants to talk about.
So this NTC4 that you're talking about, that's like something that's up in Maine, but it's the Star Dog. It's the Illuminati, which got renamed the Guava, but it's funny because I recently got past the Guava from ADK Grass. Shout out ADK too. And he said,
ADK
when he
runs
passed it to me, he was like the Guava, and I said to my other buddy, the one who passed me, my favorite sour, the one we call the A that he'd gotten from his dad and stuff. That I was like, dude, I'm like psyched to run the Guava because I haven't run the Guava. I've run the Corey and the Illuminati. He goes, yeah, you ran that Guava for years when you were growing the Illuminati. That's that same thing that my brother popped, and those High Times guys rebranded as Guava. And then that's supposedly what has been rebranded after I passed that out to some friends. They brought it up to Maine, and supposedly it circulated from there, and that has been renamed. I've just heard this through the grapevine that's not the Chem 4. But I don't know.
I trust his word though. Like he has like the same recall ability that 517 does. Remember we were talking about that, Chad?
Exactly.
517 just has like the most insane recall. Doobie's the same way with gas. And like when I first smelled his sour, when you have to watch at the next event when Doobie brings sour, it's the most fucking amazing cool thing you'll ever see.
Dude, I got a bunch of sour
jar
coming right
of
now.
sour to people's faces like big dogs. Like I saw this happen with Golden State Banana, with fucking Sherbinsky, happened to me, happened to fucking Mike Klopp. We's like everyone smells the sour and goes, oh fuck. This is the one that everybody thinks is extinct. Like, dude, he's got a woolly mammoth in his basement, and it's like it's so Doobie because it's like I dedicated my career to fucking sour, and then I meet somebody who's way better at it than me, and like that's the most beautiful part of cannabis, and that's why we're like, bro, that's why I can't wait for you to tell your story to everyone tonight. So I just had to give that premise,
dude.
because I think you're the best dude.
When I met you, Leo,
right
I saw somebody whose passion for sour matched my own, and I was I don't see that ever. Like there's a lot of people who say it, man. When I met you, I was like, oh my god, this kid's obsessed with it like I am. Like we're immediately like fast friends.
You're fucking possessed by this plant, dude.
Yeah.
And then you guys got this collab coming up. It's a beautiful thing, man.
I was like, it's a thing that when you experience it, I don't know, becomes like, for me, it's like it's a fixation. Because I was talking to you about this before, Leo. It's like this thing happens when I'm smoking it, where, like especially when you're talking about being high on psychedelics. when you're on psychedelics and you smoke this, you'll be like, you've got that overwhelming generosity, and you're like, you got to try this. But then when they're hitting it, you want to yank it back and be like, give me another one. What the hell? It's like, and nothing does that to me. Like sour does that to me. It's fucking it. Like it does something fiendish in your brain while at the same time making you be generous. It's weird.
Yeah, when you gave me that bag of sour, remember that little fucking bag of sour you gave me when we first met? I kept that.
I don't
I
remember.
kept that
But
for fucking 3 weeks, dude. I didn't smoke it. I felt like a fucking crackhead at home. I'm just like looking at it, fucking
That's the
coughing
best.
out the fucking
That's
mouth, just like don't smoke it, Leo. You know, but I was going around Michigan to like all these super OGs that I really respect in the game, and people that have like made big impact in the market up here, like fucking all the dudes from the House of Dank, fucking Doghouse, fucking Hound Dog, fucking John Hound Dog from fucking Oregon, who's all over the country. And when everyone smelled that bag, everyone's eyes fucking popped. And I would like, and then we'd be at parties. I'm like, yo, watch this. I'm gonna show these Doobie sour, and you can watch their eyes pop. And like people would stand off to the side, and I would go, what? And they go, oh my god, where did you get that from? And it's like, bro, it's fucking Doobie. And then the next weekend, he won fucking Cushion Sour unanimously. Like
Right.
unanimous. It was a landslide victory. But it's like, yo, he's the magic man.
dude,
But that's what's weird about you two. You guys take your sour at 59 days. I didn't know Brandon takes his chems at 59 days because Doobie was like,
it's
yo,
the
I take my
sweet
sour at
spot, bro.
59 days. I go to like 80, bro. I take her.
I'm
And the amber's still like when I have a loop in my microscope, I'm still cloudy. You know, I'm like half cloudy. I'm not even amber. So it may be my environment, but I've always
It
taken
goes
it
back to
on.
our DLI. So like I was
Mhm.
talking to Bronson about this like online today. So I was saying like I hit my shit at really high PPFD, like 1200 to 1300 PPFD at Canopy.
Damn, son. Okay.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
high too.
And you know, it's to make them go as fast as they can. I drive it as hard as I can. I have my CO2 at 1200 with a 250 ppm dead band. So when it drops below 950, it kicks on. When it hits to 1450, it turns off. And so like my CO2's at a decently high level. I'm not pumping food into them really. It's organic. When they want some stuff, they release exudates to summon the microbes. But my buddy says I got to try your N humates, Brandon. He says he's
Yeah,
got something for me. He says I got to
There
try
you
that
go.
shit.
There's
Yeah.
business.
You gotta
Mm.
make it all happen.
it's the perfect augment for living soil. We use that.
Okay,
shit.
I guess we just spoke about that. So, but the question came in: how many days does Uncle Doobie recommend I flower him out? I think you just got your answer, but you could let him know one more time. That's a
I
bad
think it
point,
goes
though.
shorter in the successive generations. By the 3.5, it's like down to like 8 weeks, like 56 to 60 days.
Yeah.
Shout out Gross Space Killer.
I would love to hear more about the sour animal seeds I popped this week. Thanks.
Thank you. So sour animal is the animal cookies. The and I actually know this because our buddy Dan, Node Labs, right?
Shout out Dan.
Like he made me ask my buddy. He's like, "What animal cookies did you use?" And I was like, "All right, I'll ask the homie who gave it to me." And he was like, "It's from," and this is before I learned about this guy, and he just passed away. R.I.P.
Right.
Dude, Seer 415. And
Yeah,
so he
yeah,
was
right.
a graffiti writer from the Bay, and uh, I guess he's an Asian dude who's part of the Cookie family, and that's the animal cookies that got hit by my Sour BX 1.5, which was the A cut crossed to the Hunter Mountain Sour by the Chem Fuego. The fire on the mountain hitting the A cut is the Sour BX 1.5, and the reason we call it the A is because my buddy, when he got it from his dad, there was just a letter A on the solo cup. And he said, what does the A stand for? His dad said, forget the A. There is no A. There's only one sour, and this is it. And it's the loudest, gassiest plant. I have other plants that are loud and offensive, but it's like not the same thing. It's the most fuel forward plant that I have, and that I've smoked, I think.
I've got some Mac 1 Starfighters that I'm hunting out right now too that are pretty
Starfighter. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a
So
winner
that's
every time, bro. Starfighter, you just
it's
can't go
Afghani.
wrong.
Oh,
it's like
Reminds me of
I feel
OT.
like I feel like the majority of them are terpenoline dominant, but it's kind of like funky, like it's got some other stuff in there, some funky a little sweetness that offsets it's not like pine. It's not citrus, but it's got that. It's just weird. It's different.
Oh,
Where do you
you're
think
talking
the
about
terpinolene came
Starfighter.
from? You don't think it came from the Afghani and the Starfighter? It's got to have come from the Mac, right? Which is weird because I don't ever get Jack terps off of Mac.
I don't either. All the Mac that I've ever done is all really sweet and doughy and a little funky. And then the Mac V2 has all been like licorice, anisey,
Super
a
anise.
little bit of citrus. But I don't get a lot of, and I don't. It's not Jack terps because Jack to me is
Terpinolene
like,
is Jack terps. It's super
I mean,
silver haze and Jack. You know what it
to me
is.
isn't one note like that though. Jack to me has this really, Jack to me has a really sweet front end where it's like really sweet and appealing, and it also has that lemon pine, but it's also mixed in with like a earthy kush. That's how I describe Jack. So like I know so many
No
people.
way is there cushion Jack. Come on now.
That's like all the real Jack that I've ever had has always been kind of on the. It's got a little sweetness in it. It's not just one note. It's not just pine salt.
Pine
No, it's
salt's more
not.
like
It's that.
lemony.
It's that
Jack smells like
terpinolene.
Cindy.
I think the pine salt's more lemony.
I always equate Jack smells to like Cindy. You remember Cindy?
Cindy
it
is
had-
terpinolene as well. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what always. Every time I hear it, like see a Jack cross or a Cindy cross, it's like really similar. It's hard for me to be like, oh, would you use Jack or Cindy?
Yo, I want to. It says tell them about your soil, but instead of that, before that, let's wait a second. I wanted to say something about the sour animal. So the sour animal is
Yeah.
going to be like sour diesel with acetone, like nail polish remover. That's what you're going to look for in there. It's fire. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I had somebody mention it to me. A buddy of mine called me last night, and he was raving about the sour animal. To be honest, because your name.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was talking about the live tonight, and you were going to be on. He's like, "Oh, you got to get me to the sour." I'm like, "Okay," raving about it. So yeah.
Sour Animal, the grease band. He's got this. What's your grease band, bro? Like, tell him about that. Because when people smell that, that's the other one everyone smells, and they go, "What the fuck?" Like, it's crazier than your A in some ways, bro.
I don't know about that, but it's a great plant. And it's got a mildew immunity, which is fantastic. That it got from its mom, the grease monkey. Now the grease monkey was fantastic from the 2013 release, not the subsequent release. But shout out Vital Flower for finding that pheno in the 2013 release. That was one that I had since like 2014. Don't have it anymore, but I kept it for 10 years into 2024. I have some friends who still have it in my circle, and I can get that grease monkey back. But the grease band, which I do still have, is something that happened by accident in my basement when I left a lower on the 707 headband, and it threw some nanners and hit that grease monkey. And then there were only 15 seeds in there. I split them with my buddy who was helping me out in the garden. He got 7, I got 8. I only popped 4 of them, and that was out of those 4. And that plant is something special because it's got the gas from that 707 headband really more forward than before. The grease monkey from before that, it would go gas, but you'd have to run it like more than 9 weeks. Up till then it was dough terps, and that's kind of bullshit. We all know that's bullshit.
I love it. Just saying, Listen, we New York, East Coast. I know West Coast, but we love our gas, man. We just love our gas.
Yeah,
I know Leo does. Yeah. So
I don't mean to be monopolizing shit, Brandon. You could go back. I didn't mean to be cutting you off because I was actually really fascinated by the Starfighter because Starfighter is a component in the grease monkey. So it actually set off those thoughts in me. And I was thinking about grease band and being like, wow, is there something terpinolene in the back there from the freaking Starfighter? Because Starfighter's an Afghani. Right?
Yeah. I'm not, I'm not 100% on all the back lineage of the Starfighter.
So
I know I seen
Starfighter
somebody-
mystery cookies is cookies and
think it's
cream,
got
right?
like
And
some
cookies and cream
Colombian in it,
GG4 is.
yeah.
I mean, I did see this about the Starfighter, right? That's what that was about. Yeah. Chem Ford, and they did a cross after I was notified they were informed the plant was actually Star Dog.
Whoa.
Oh, that was the Chem Ford, never mind. The Star Dog, not the Chem Ford. And the renaming of it. So
Yeah, so that Stardog that Alex was talking about, that's like that Illuminati, which is the guava. It was the Illuminati renamed as guava.
So does it smell like guava?
No, it's like sweet. It's like similar to Chem 4. I guess it has a type of guava type smell to it. You know what? The Chem Fuego kind of had that kind of flavor brought into it too, which was, I don't know. I would assume that largely came, from that LA Kush thing. I don't know, because sour isn't like that, not quite like that. It was sweeter than that. It's like it had a tropical note in the Chem Fuego, which the Chem 4 kind of has. It kind of has that thing. You know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about, Brandon.
I've got some Chem D right here, but I've never grown I've never grown any of the other chems.
Oh.
I haven't grown the 91 or the 4. I've only grown the D.
So 91 and 4 are sweet, and D and Sister are raunchy.
Yeah, because this is more musky than anything. You know what I mean? It's like got that chemi musk to it, and this really reminds me of like Chem D. Really reminds me kind of like Kush. Like
Yeah, a
gross.
little more. It's always been a little more thick to me.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
just
Kush, like a full body in the smoke.
Yeah,
know.
the D and the Sister, the raunchy ones, definitely have the more stony narcotic kind of high.
Yeah,
The Sister is stretchy. The D is a little bit shorter. The 4 is the shortest one of all. 91 is as stretchy as the Sister. So 91 and Sister are the stretchers. Then D and 4 are short, but D is like a little bit less short than 4.
your 91's
A lot
raunchy.
less.
Your 91's gas. It's like 80K's 91. Like you and 80K, I got the best Chem 91 I've ever smoked. Like since I was playing back with Chem. Like I thought like I had some pretty decent Chem, but the way you guys grow your Chem 91, I was like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
It brought me way back.
My all-time favorite sour was the sour OG Kush. That's what we were, I ran that probably like 12 years back in San Diego. And it was really consistent. It was OG Kush crossed to New York sour diesel. But it's been called other things too. It's gone by other names in other circles, even though I've seen it, it's the same plant, and it grows kind of like it doesn't have a great leaf to calyx ratio. It's kind of leafy, so it kind of sucks to trim, but the fucking terps on it are fucking
sour dominant, right?
huh?
Like the morphology and the structure is like more sour dominant, but you have that kind of OG Kush resin profile on
It's
like
more
sour.
OG dominant. It's just like OG with a little more fucking leaves.
Okay, so we had one. We had a sour
up
OG
like the
north.
sour. You know how the sour is like really calyxy, right?
Yeah, and a little
Yeah.
stemmy, a little stemmy, and a little more airy than OG.
So and the sour OG was like a little more airy, but the thing was the high on it and the flavor on it was just
Crazy.
You get that, that like really, it was like pungent, earthy, sour Kush. It was like real earthy and flavorful, but it was distinctly that like that. I don't know. It's sour.
Gross Space
All right,
Killer
so-
got third for his 91. When did you get third for your 91?
That was at a
Yeah.
thing out. What wasn't last fall? It was the fall before, so 2023. It was the Croptoberfest, which was out in Western Mass. And then our buddy Sticky Richie was like, "Yeah, you brought snow to the Eskimos. You brought a 30-plus-year-old heirloom to where it came from, and it took the third. It was the only thing that won there too, in the categories that wasn't a hype thing. Which
Are you guys gonna go
I'm
to
about the classics.
sour showcase?
Hell yeah. That's when we're doing Doobie's in-person drop. Like
Really?
the physical drop is going to be at Sour
Look,
Showcase.
I was like, I really want to go, and I may still go, but
Cool.
I was bummed out because I cut. That's like when I cut, so I'm not. You know, I
Yeah.
won't
It
have.
bugs me out.
That
I'm like
always takes
halfway through my
precedence. You gotta
sour
take.
run, dude. So it's
I
like
need I just need
same
10 more
boat.
days. And then I'll come with some proper weed.
Well, if you've got to be there for harvesting or clipping, that's got to take priority over anything else. But
I know.
if your stuff's just not ready, still come out and hang. You know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely coming out, man. I'm gonna see y'all up there.
I'm on day 31 right now, so I've got probably about 30 days, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple, may give or take a few days.
Oh,
All right, so we have like, we have about 25 minutes, 35 minutes left. I'm sure 517. But I did want to talk about the drop. I want to talk about the drop. I want to let people know what's going on with the drop that's coming up. I also want to let people know that I'm going to choose some stuff off the menu. And we're also going to do, I'll try to get some of this stuff on the site for you guys before we actually do that drop, which I believe is the 30th, did we say?
yep. Yeah, the
Right.
30th.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I think as soon as the certificates come in, we'll give.
Alex, I don't think we compete. I don't think I competed against him. I think he was in a different year than I was, right? He's
What, Kim
saying
Dog?
I placed above G. I don't think I did place above G. I think he was in a different. He competed the year before me.
Who, Greg?
I
Yeah.
compete. I didn't. Don't say. Don't say. I didn't place above him. We didn't compete against each other. He was he was the next. I was I competed the year after he competed.
We won't put that on there. We'll leave that off. Yeah. Yeah. Do we play? What do we got? The Scrog, extra support, help sugars. All right. Well, let's actually just talk about the
Congrats,
drop a little
John.
bit.
Too. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Did we go
Can you
through the
share?
30-year dog lineage with Doobie? Because that's the kind of backbone of this upcoming drop. And then I think if I can make a suggestion, Doob, I think that you should go into kind of how you work through and kind of the pipeline of your sour BX projects, because what the kind of direction that you took and how you selected things are a lot different from other companies that have sour. I think you're probably definitely the best player on the market as far as sour. But when you look at like the sours I've done, what 303 Seeds have done back in the day, super firework, like JJ. And then you look at Karma's, like you could tell that when people go through your packs, they're super happy with the consistency that's in your packs. The sour is like traditionally a really hard fucking strain to work through. So it's like, bro, you should just start rapping off about that, dude, because it's so insane, like what your recall and the work you've put into your BX. And I think it's up to like what, a 4.5 or a 5.5 now. Like,
Yeah.
The
Explain that. Tell me a
5.5s
little bit about that.
are just about to be cooking. I'm actually flipping them so that I do the deal where we give them a day of darkness before, in addition to the 12 hours that flip. So, in fact, hold on. I just got to plug this device in. This peak is dead. I tried to turn off my camera so I could do a dab, but then my thing was dead. Not prepared.
You're good.
All right. So, yeah, I forgot what the question was.
Well, the
your
question.
your sour BX.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
what
then
happened with
30-year
that
dog.
was started out with the Chem Fuego, which was Sour Band from IC Collective, a sour diesel by LA Kush headband, and that was hit by the Chem 91 BX3 that was done by Skunk VA for Lucky Dog Seeds, company Lucky Dog Seeds, right? And I took a male from that, and I hit that onto the Hunter Mountain sour diesel, the Chem Fuego on the Hunter Mountain, Fire on the mountain, and then that hit onto the A cut was then the Sour BX 1.5, because the Fire on the Mountain itself wasn't a total outcross. Because a quarter of the father was sour as well. So it was 62.5% sour rather than 50%. And then when it got brought back to another sour, a male from that hitting that, we, instead of having 75%, we had 81.25%. So instead of being a BX1 at 75%, got that little bump up. It's 1.5, and then from there we kept taking males and kept bringing it back onto the A and hitting other things as well. So that's really kind of what we're going through now from the Fire on the Mountains are the Hunter Mountain Sour, Chem Fuego, and there are a few of those that we're going to put out, and a few of the things from the, including hitting the Chem 91. We call that the Scarlet Fire because what comes before Fire on the Mountain?
Scarlet Begonias, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I really, I'm gonna let you. I love it. So continue. My bad.
No, I think that's awesome, Chad. And what comes before the sour is the 91. So back on, that's one of those lines that's out of there. The other thing that we did when we hit the Chem Fuego back, we hit it onto the Chem 91, and then that was the 30-year dog, and we took a male from that and hit it onto a bunch of things. And one of the ones you named the Weed GPT is the GMO hit by the 30-year dog. Gas GBT. Yeah.
Got the gas GPT dropping, bro.
Is that what it is? Oh, I didn't even know. Okay. I only do the one.
That was like my nickname for fucking Doobie, right? Because he's just this walking index.
Yeah, right.
Gas.
No shit.
And like you ask him something, and it's like asking fucking Chat GPT, but you get like the gas fucking version of it. And it's like, bro, it's insane. The GM, I don't like GMO. Like, what's different about what I hate GMO. I don't like GMO crosses. I'm sorry to the guys that love it. Like, I respect it as a plant. I have a cut of it downstairs because I understand.
It's a great plant. It's Chem D terps that are prettier.
They just took his GMO in a different direction. Like people that did like Skunk Master Flex, or was it Skunk Tech? Who did the Donnie Burger? So
Skunk Master Flex.
Yeah, Skunk Master Flex. They took that selection of GMO into like the funk route, right? That funky garlic, umami, earthy kind of tone and resolution.
The D terps, yeah.
But fucking Doobie, his GMO cross on that 30-year dog was straight gas. Like, so he selected towards that GMO expression, leaning towards that chem expression, because Mamiko did cookies and chem, and that's what made fucking what GMO was selected from. But you don't see a lot of breeders taking GMO in that direction where I'm going to lean this towards the gas side and deviate away from like this kind of heavy garlic, skunky, musky side. And like, so I was like, bro, gas GPT. I was like, this thing is crazy. And I wasn't expecting that. He was like, this is a GMO cross. I was like, oh yeah, here we go again. I smelled it, and it's one of the best smelling. I think it's some of his best work. And it made me go, oh shit, I should look at GMO in a different way, because I didn't think about taking it in that other direction, towards that chem direction, which opens up a whole new toolbox of possibilities. It's like, that one's fire, dude.
Yeah, dude. I want you to try that cross to the sour animal, because my selection from that, my number 10 plant, it's better.
It's better.
Yeah. That plant is special though. Like I know that, and that cross is fantastic. In fact, some of my friends ran those crosses out this last summer outside in Western Mass. Scoutmaster Cannabis and Sticky Richie, and I think they might have run some inside too. But yeah, they definitely found that a bunch of those were suitable for their environment out there in Western Mass, and we don't have like the best growing season.
3.5 is a different beast. Let's go.
Yeah, I got a bunch of
John found a crazy one in that 3.5.
It's crazy. So I'm running AMG sour. I'm running Mike Klopp sour from fucking Weasel, because I got the sour diesel times underdog from Mike Klopp, from Weasel with the diesel. And I bought all his packs of seeds he had. He had like 5 packs left. He sold one to Kevin from Hazen Sour, and I gave one to Doobie because it was his birthday that day. So I popped 3 packs, and then I popped 4 packs of Doobie stuff. And then I have like 36 of Doobies, 18 of Mike Klopps that ended up coming out of the soil. and then I have 36 of my AMG sour that I've been working.
Awesome.
And yeah. So yeah, Grow Space Killer was talking about how every pheno of his sour BX 3.5, and I was like, yeah, dude, that population I have of the 36 of and there's like these have yet to sex, but the leaf structure and the serrations and the sheen on the leaf, it looks the most like the sour mom. It's crazy. Like if you look at Mike Klopp's, like his stuff looks a little bit more like kind of like how the wing cut looks. Because if you go on Doobie's page and you look at the A cut of sour, like a lot of the cuts of like the wing and which is the Hunter Mountain, they have like a thicker center leaf. Like the middle finger is a lot thicker, and Doobie's is a little thinner. And so I'm seeing that.
No, it'll get that way too. It's just because I defoliate like a motherfucker.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing that tendency in the population. I was like, this is gonna
Just
be
wait a little bit
dope.
till they veg a little bit more. They're gonna get broadleafed as fuck.
Oh, okay, cool. So it does get like a little broad. Like when you clone Amherst, I've noticed that she stays a little thin, and as the mom matures, then she'll get a little broad. And when you flower her out, the leaves go back to being thin, and then you only get the broadleaf on the older
But it's
leaves.
because we're
the older, more
defanning when we're
mature
going into bloom, and then we're defanning like 3 weeks in and 6 weeks in.
Yes, yeah, sick. Oh, that was it was hella consistent work, bro. Like amazing
So
job.
do you find that like when you're doing the defol on the sours and the chems that you want to like kind of be a little bit more easy than you would be?
Yeah, dude, I don't like to strip them as heavy because I think they're a lot light
same.
sensitive. Yeah, because I think you're blasting with PPFD. Like I'm not trying to go above 11. I think it's because
If you got
my
CO2,
environment-
you should.
Yeah, I'm
should.
at 1,000. I'm at 1,000 ppm.
It's
I'm not
very
going to
hungry.
15.
Chem D is very hungry. You can feed it so much.
Yeah, you
feed
could
it
fucking just
so
give a
much.
garden
I can
hose.
feed Chem D so much more than I can
nutrients.
feed my other stuff.
If you give it more magnesium, you'll make that variegation go away.
Yeah, that variegation only comes on the D if it's like not perfect nutrient fucking conditions.
Yeah. Your sour variegates too, though, right? Your A cut.
I'd been growing it for a long time, never saw it variegate. And now going into this 4x8 bed, I saw it variegate on 2 plants out of 8 on 1 leaf each. So it wasn't profound,
Oh, interesting.
but I saw it for the first time on there.
I had some variegation on the progeny of the Chem Dog Black Lime Reserve. I only saw it on one of the phenos, and it was same thing. It was like 1 leaf had it, and it wasn't anywhere else. I was like, oh,
Fine. Yeah, you can hang out.
I actually intentionally left those leaves on when I defanned because I was like, I like this. Let me just.
Yeah, like this looks good.
There's a question for you if you want to respond to that. Answer that one.
Was the selection criteria? So basically, I find the ones that have the morphology closest to my target mom, the A, and I just like look at it and keep looking back and forth between. Obviously, that one's not from seed at that point; it's a clone. But I'm looking at it, and then I'm looking at these other things, and I'm like, I want the male that's going to look exactly the same, and then I want it to have the same stem rub. I want to be getting the same nose off of it when it's about the same size, and I'm going back and forth and having my girl tell me what she thinks and stuff. And yeah, and of course I want the thing to have the same morphology, the leaves to be the same kind of serrations, the same shape and everything on it. At this point I know it pretty well, but I still keep one there as a point of reference. Actually, I keep a few there because I'm about to be culling the other ones and then sending the other ones into bloom to knock them out. So it's a pretty standard process here. I just want to get it as close as. I hear some breeders say that they want to get a father that's different from the mother, and then if they're wanting to select back because they want to select for the one. I don't know. I want it to be as close to the mom as possible. Yeah.
here's a
How'd you
Chem D
get the
right here.
1.5s? I think that's something cool that you don't see too often.
We're at
you
2.5, 3.5, and then you're almost at what, 5.5 now? You're Already
Yeah,
with the
we're at 4.5, which is 97.65625% sour in regular seeds. That 5.5 is going to be 98.828125%.
So how'd you get the 1.5? How'd that start?
Yeah.
Because like 0.5 is something you don't see too often.
The
No,
0.5
definitely
is
not.
just the fire on the mountain. Hunter Mountain Sour, which is 50% of it, across to the Chem Fuego, and the Chem Fuego is a quarter itself sour. So it's sour band for 25% of the whole plant. So that means 12.5% of it is the sour part of the sour band. That added to the 50% on the Hunter Mountain mom side makes it 62.5%. So we've got that, and that's our male that we're releasing from some of these crosses, the Fire on the Mountain crosses. That hitting the A cut, A is 100% sour, so 50% of the parentage from that plus 62.5. 50% of that is 31.25%. That's 81.25% sour. It's just the math, the way the math works out. Whenever you put it back onto the mom, you add 100 and then you divide by 2. It's just the math.
I love it.
It's exact, precise math. You're at like 98.632, whatever that was. That's like
We're at 97.65625%, and the next generation that's
yeah,
going to be
just
at.
let's go.
He's almost to the IBL because to get IBL, the criteria to have an IBL, it needs to be more than 99%.
Yeah, so it's going to take 2 more steps. But
And then
then
you'll
still,
be
when rounded to the nearest whole number, it'd still be down to 99, not up to 100. We'd have to
Right.
take it one more beyond that to the 7.5 rounded to the nearest to not to the nearest whole number be 100.
Mention how you select and go through males every generation from Alex.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just did.
Okay, yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing. I think that it helps to have an erroneous male because sometimes I'll have males open up and drop the anthers but not pollen. And so like the last time it was crazy because like I had one that didn't have as tight floor, like the male didn't have as tight clusters, but it was like loose, a lot more airy, but you'd flick it and it would erupt in a cloud. And then the other one, they'd just drop and like nothing would happen. There would be like no dust or anything. It was just, I don't know. The pods would open up, the anthers would drop, they wouldn't release dusts of pollen and clouds of pollen. So it helps to have a backup male, 2 that smell really close to the same, have really much the same structure, not clones of the same one, because if it's not going to drop, then it's not,
All right, so we have about 8 minutes left with you guys.
Shit.
I mean, we could always say
this one flew.
that's why I say, listen, man, I told you. I said, watch, we'll do an hour and we're going to be like, yo, that was the quickest hour. It happens all the time. We could always, I know 517 is going to come in here. We could always revisit this next week and we could talk more about some of the other stuff. Or we can, I know 517 is probably going to want to come in here in about, 7 minutes we had it set up for. But the hours go by super fast. But I feel like we should.
I'm about ready to get some food, so I'm gonna hop off.
Okay.
Hey, Brandon, before you go, I wanted
Yeah.
to say something because you're doing the ChemD. My buddy Alex, who's talked in the chat before, he did this experiment where he had a plant of ChemD where he had some branch that was variegating and another branch that wasn't, and he dried them. He like chopped the whole plant down, dried them separately, but marked them. And then we all noticed that the variegating one was louder to us. This was a unanimous thing. Have you ever noticed this?
No, but I don't really see variegation on it.
It might be a thing to try to neglect it to bring it out.
If I did,
you know what I mean?
I could, but I'm not gonna be putting ChemD back into rotation for a little bit because I'm working my blueberry train mac projects after I'm doing this hunt. I'm going back to the blueberry train mac to pop that F3s because I did some line work, 2 different males on the same cut. And so I'm gonna do both of those lines to see which male brings in the I'm trying to figure out which male has the largest percentage of the right terpene profile that I'm looking for.
Word.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, just for my beds, because like I don't do very much. I just have 2 beds out here in my shed and shit. And so I do about 5 runs a year out of there, but like I pre-plan on all of my projects on what I'm doing. So like almost the whole year is like already planned out on what I'm putting in there.
We're gonna have them on the site probably tomorrow. I'm gonna put some of the stuff on the site tomorrow, Jerry, and that's why we're here to talk about the upcoming drop, the collab between them two. So you'll be able to go to my site and get them. I'm sure he has them on other sites now. I'm gonna probably try to get as much as I can on tomorrow, or at least pick out a nice menu for you guys. And sometime tomorrow afternoon, you'll be able to go to the site and find his gear. So
I'll see you guys later.
Much
All right,
love,
brother.
Great meeting you, Brandon.
Yeah, I appreciate you hanging out, man.
I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right,
All right,
bro.
man. Much love, bro.
All right. So what did we talk about? We talked about the 2, right? We talked about 2 of what we're dropping, and there's how many? Like what is there in total, or are we just
I
doing
think
the
we're
one?
doing
What are we
4 just right now, and then we're gonna
Okay.
do like 6.
Let's
Total.
talk about the other 2 a little bit.
Limited on packaging, and I
Yeah.
was going through. You know,
I don't know why I
named
haven't
them.
gotten a hat yet either. I mean, hate to interrupt, but those hats are pretty fucking. I mean, I had a hoodie. I made it through winter with no aficionado hoodie. I don't know, but
My bad, bro. Yeah, I still have to reorder. Because like Justin out in Oklahoma prints our gear. So I have tons of people asking me for hoodies and hats.
Yeah.
But I swear you'll be the first one you get to get one, bro.
All right, y'all heard it here. 111
Yeah.
people, y'all heard it. All right, I'm the first. Let's go.
I think we have like what we had Gas GBT, we had Scarlet Fire,
Right.
and then we had. Did you want to like? And then some of the other ones was like, he didn't have too many seeds at Chem 91, 30-year dog, but I figured that might be like a fire one, and then he had 30-year dog too.
Yo, this is rosin from that.
Yeah, can I jump in the car and drive up to? I mean, can I come meet you up there somewhere? We meet halfway. I'll jump on the dirt bike.
Please, sir.
Oh shit!
Please, sir, fill me up.
This was done by my buddy Roadrunner Extracts in Western Mass.
Hell yeah!
He did single source, but he ran these out there. This is the Scarlet Fire. Actually, I think he reasons it.
Definitely. Yeah. You let me know. Whatever we could drop, we'll drop. I just wanted to let them know what's going to be there. 517's chilling. We could talk about. He can come in 15 minutes. He can come in. Hey, 517, you could jump in whenever you want. You could hang out with. You could hang out in here, and I'll finish up with you. That's fine too. But let's talk about whatever the other 2 are. The date we're going to put them on the site, and
didn't we have
the other menu?
We had the A cut, right, with 30-year dog, right, dude?
Yeah.
So we have yet to name that one. We're just we're trying to like come up with names for this because it's like it would just suck for someone to find just a heater and then like name it something else. It's like, oh man, because it's so good. So yes, I think 30-year dog F2, sour A cut times 30-year dog, GMO 30-year dog, and what's Scarlet Fire? Because I had the lineage wrong on the
91.
card.
It's the 91 30-year dog.
The 91 to the 30.
No. Sorry, 91 Fire on the Mountain is this. 91 30-year dog is. I don't know. We don't have a name for that. It's 91 back cross. It's more than a BX1, but I'm not going to add some weird fraction to it because it's a 91 BX3 hitting the hitting the thing, and then that hitting a 91, and then that hitting a 91.
You might as well add a weird fraction to it, man. You might as well just like run with that,
No. BX 1.75223664.
It's gonna be too weird like that. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. All right,
Because
cool.
the BX3 is like 93.75 or something. Is that what it is? Yeah, 93.75. So, yeah, 6.25 on top of the 87.5, 93.75. So that's what a BX3 is.
BX9 and 3/4.
So you're starting out with a
Oh
Got
shit.
that
Yeah.
3/4, son. What's that 3/4 at?
I could figure this out actually. So 193.75 divided by 2 plus 100 divided by 2.
Hell yeah.
So
Where 517 at? When he hopping on, I'm hopping out. Because I ain't trying to
He's
like,
coming. He's coming. He's coming soon.
517?
He said it's a couple minutes. Yeah, he's coming.
Oh, okay.
It's cool. 9.65 beans. Nah, not that. Not that. Oh shit. And like I said, man, I'm gonna go through his menus. I'm gonna put up some. I'll pick out some stuff and I'll have it up by tomorrow at some point in time. You know, we'll offer as much as I possibly can for you guys to grab. And yeah, I'll get that. I'll get a flyer up tomorrow. I'll post it through the email. I'll do all that to give you guys a heads up. It's going to be on there. And then we'll, you know, these drops will be coming up soon. And I know you're going to be able to go if you're going to New York. I'm pretty sure that's an in-person drop. You guys will be able to go if you're going to New York and grab them. Otherwise, you guys can come to the site and grab them.
that's on the 30th.
Unless they get vacuumed up by Chad's customers first. It's like,
I'm saying I got to figure out when we're gonna, when are we, you know,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. We got to figure out when I'm able to put
Right.
it on there and all that too. So, you know, I could actually put it up and we'll let them grab them up.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like we could sit here and talk another hour. You know, we really didn't even get into like really
The
too
nitty
much.
gritty.
You know, we did,
We
but
got
we
into
didn't.
the gritty on the phone. Remember the first phone call?
Yeah, exactly.
That was a cool
Nitty
phone call.
gritty.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was super cool. No, but I'm happy for you guys to connect and meet, man. It was meant to be. Like everybody needs to experience like what Doobie's been up to. It's like his art.
Yeah, man. I feel like a lot of people in here already know who he is, but like we wanted to
everybody
bring
knows.
right. And anybody that doesn't, and you guys want the sour, you guys want this is where you're gonna get it. So, you know, you got Leo up here that loves his gas, his sours. You guys know what he's put out. You got Uncle Doobie, and them together right here. This is what you guys are gonna want. So don't sleep, and I'll get some posts up, and we're gonna get you guys laced up, as they say. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Well, sweet. 30th. Yeah, March 30th, Sour Showcase. We might have some. It all depends on Chad. Yeah, there we go that way.
Oh, I'm definitely. I'm. You gonna wait? Are you gonna be there? You're going too?
Sour Showcase?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I had a table, and like I'm halfway. I'm gonna be halfway through my sour run at the event, and so I was like, "Yo, dude, let's do our release there." And then my homie Tri-Barrel Tropics, he's got New York on lock. He's like a living soil grower too.
We want to try to get rid of all these packs before they even make it to New York. All right. So we have we have about 25 days and we'll figure everything else out. But I'm coming up there. Yeah, I'm gonna come up there too. I'm gonna hang out with you guys for sure. It's only an hour, it's an 80 mile. It's not far. It's not a far ride at all.
Super dope.
But all right, I see 517 in here, man. I'll have, as we get, maybe I have you guys or him, or maybe you come on with me by yourself next week, Unk, and
do it.
we get a little bit deeper into the sour in the background and all that.
Yeah.
Because an hour, as you see, goes by like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Leo, I might hit you up in a minute when I'm off of here.
All right, bro.
All right, cool.
All right, guys. I appreciate it, man.
Shout out 517.
Much love. 517's in the house.
Right,
We're gonna
man.
bring him up. There he is.
Hey, it's the guy.
What
Leo,
Nice.
How's it going?
love you guys, man.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother.
Wanna do me,
What up,
bro?
Darkstar? How you been, brother?
What
Doing
up,
good, bro?
517?
Yeah.
Doing great, chilling.
Happy I got to
Hey,
say what's up. I don't want to take up any of your sunshine, man, but I just want to say what's up and send my love, bro. I gotta see you because I'm like in and out of Michigan all the time. So
Thank you. Yeah, keep up the great work over there as well. I see you all over, like working in different countries and shit. Fuck yeah.
yeah. We're trying to keep it good. We got to get your stuff down in Colombia too. So
Oh shit. Let's go.
yeah.
See how
Well,
that
let's go.
happens.
yeah, I'll send you a DM so you have my number. I don't think you have my number.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
All right, bro. Let's link up. All right, bro. I'm like right outside of Ann Arbor.
Oh shit. Fuck yeah.
bro. All right, much love.
Much
Have
love,
a great
bro.
one.
All right, Chad. Love you, dog.
Don't forget my hoodie and my
Give me the
hat.
first one. All right, I'm yeah. I hit
You
Justin
better
up
have,
yesterday.
actually, you should bring it to New York. You know, it's only like 25 days away.
Oh,
So
I think they'll be. They might be ready. I have to ask when the printing's going to be done.
let's go.
All right,
All
man.
right, cool.
All right,
I'll
guys.
give you a call
Much
tomorrow.
love.
All right. Hell yeah. Hey man, you gotta, I love these guys. I do. All the guys that come through. Obviously Leo. Leo's like, Leo Unk. I haven't really, we just started the vibe. So, and Brandon, of course. So, what a good night so far. What a good night. But if you guys don't know this guy, this is the legend himself, 517. So 517's out of Michigan. And I'm going to let him introduce himself a little bit. I know most of you guys know him already, but I want you guys to be able to ask any questions you want the 517. 517 is a literal encyclopedia on his own gear. If you guys have questions about any of his gear, he's going to break it down. And, he's a really good person to ask questions to besides that. So we got about 55 minutes with 517. We're going to go till 11 o'clock tonight. You guys feel free to ask anything you want. I'm going to go back to the Blue Bulldozer question. I'll let you just introduce yourself real quick for anybody that doesn't know you.
Yeah, 517 Legends, what I go by on here, and from the 517 area of Michigan. Specialize in land race, heirloom, legendary, and old school preservation. I make BXs and make pure line work. I build lines in order to make them dominant in specific cuts. It just depends on what I'm working. And then, I here and there make new stuff completely, and then I have to preserve that. So a lot of different things I'm trying to preserve. The Drop Funk 5 is first and foremost my all-time favorite strain, and then the Frankenberry clone only as well. And Blueberry Pancakes, those are all ones that are very high on my list. And then a bunch of Jaime Chiba's gear. If you don't know Jaime Chiba, he spent over 40 years collecting and preserving old school and land race and things he'd really love, and making regens every few years. So a lot of the modern stuff that we have is heavily dedicated to people like that spent the time and effort collecting things, and he's helping through his work make us have wider gene pools and be able to bring back specific terps. Like I work heavily with the 78 Maui, 78 Acapulco, 74 MTF, the 70s Cambodian. So I've done a lot of work with that. Oh, and now is Wuhan Wonder as well, the 2 old school Chinese crosses. And then beyond that, I'm trying to preserve the Yoruba Bantu and a few other things. Like I'm working on preserving some Thai now as well. So doing a lot of different preservation works.
Yeah, you're doing good work, man. Jaime, for anybody that doesn't know who Jaime is, I mean, may he rest in peace, first of all. And you guys should know who he was. If you guys have been around a long time, you guys would know who Jaime is. And 517, was like a mentor. Jaime was like a mentor to 517, So a lot of his stuff that can't be found anymore, 517 is working into his lines. You guys should definitely take a look at what he's got going on and support. So I do see a question about the Blue Bulldozer. So is that Blue Bulldozer is a fem? Is that a question? So I will tell you from my own knowing, 517 doesn't make fems. So, but you probably found a fem in the pack though. So I guarantee you found a fem in that pack somewhere, but it's not a fem pack. 517 doesn't work with fems, which
Yeah, around a decade ago, I made a couple of feminized crosses because I was still learning how to do things, But I realized that and, decided it wasn't the best route to go preservation wise. Like it can be useful, but if you have a solid male line that is similar traits that you're looking for, you might as well work with that instead of making a feminized line. Because then you can build it up over time and then you can work it to other lines easier and make a good amount of seeds and continue to have male, female, and not have to use any kind of spray or anything. But in certain cases, it makes sense for, for feminized spray for sure. And some people really love those because they don't want males. But so yeah, my purple rose bush, that was purple pebbles, that was willow rose. That was one of the feminized crosses I made back in the day. That's worked through a lot of stuff. Like it's in my Georgia bush. My Georgia bush is in my purple trike. My purple trike's in my T-Rex. So, and those are in a bunch of different things between. So it's in a lot of different things out there. And yeah, but other than that, yeah, I haven't done any fem work, and I don't do any autos or any triploid type stuff. Just try and make
Yeah.
preservation. What up, Tim?
So you got a 517. You think that Acapulco to what's
For
the
sure.
FS? What is the FS?
Frankenskunk. And yeah, it's the fruit punch, or sorry, it's the sourdough skunk. And yeah, for sure. The male plants I've seen people find in my packs are insane. Like I had someone send, I think it was the Drop Funk 5 BX like 4 or something like that, or it was a cross of that. And they had a fucking chimera variegated male that was frosty on the fan leaves. So the leaves were split in half, yellow and green, and then it had frost on the fan leaves. And it was a male. I'm like, damn, that's a bad mofo right there, bro. Like, in my opinion, if you run a male plant and you keep it healthy long enough, it will become frosty. Like every male that I've ran healthy enough long enough has become frosty. And then it depends on that line's capabilities. And then when it's frosty, you'd be able to rub the terps and, get your terps off there just like you would a female. Like the Acapulco Gold, even the male of that, frosty as fuck. So I'm just saying, like, pure land races, heirlooms even are frosty. It just, a lot of plants like that take a long time before they get the frost. Like most people look for a fast male, and so they look for a male that's frosty early, and that's what they would consider a frost male. But like the Acapulco wasn't frosty until like 90 days in the flower. So if people were running it normal, 60 days, there's no frost on this male's crap, you know what I'm saying? But no, you just need to run it long enough because it's a sativa heritage that wants a longer flower. And obviously unless you could crop, you can crop steer stuff and whatnot. But I generally am not trying to crop steer my males. No need for that.
So okay, Brandon, you said no, I got a female, so yeah. Let's go. Grow it up. Let us see. Can we see? You got it now? You can jump in and show it. I'd love to see some 517 growing out here. I grew out as Supreme Heat, and it was fucking wonderful. So
thank you. Yeah, that one was meant to be large and in charge, though. That one was meant to be fucking massive and uncontrollable.
Bro, that thing was like legit fucking like baseball. It was, dude. They were like baseball bat. Like I couldn't believe how fucking crazy. Like, bro, they were like the biggest. They might have been the biggest. Like they were fucking.
The Supreme Heat Mowawi times propane, and Mowawi's GMO times 78 Maui Wowie, and propane's Blissful Thunder times Guild Gorilla, Blissful Thunder's Blissful Wizard 32 times 74 MTF, Guild Gorilla's Matt Nuska Gorilla times 78 Maui Wowie, and Matt Nuska Gorilla's GG4 times 74 MPF. So it has the GG4 in there, and it has the Maui in there twice, and the GMO. So it has lots of tall plants in there, giving it that capacity. Yeah.
Yeah, they were insane. Okay. So from Don, what up with the? Oh wait, here I'm not going to be able to see us for a second. Just respond to that because I'm going to get us back on Instagram. I only have hour lives and I can see when it ends, so I have to get us back onto Instagram. But just respond to that.
We'll do. Yeah, the Top Cats Cheetah Piss times Drop Funk 5 BX3. It's like meat, cheese, sour, ammonia, funky raunch terps. You know what I'm saying? Nice, super frosty, decent. I would say medium to heavy yielding on there. Not like super heavy like my T-Rex. Like that thing just dominates. Like the name fucking fits it perfectly. Fucking take over. But the Bliss the Sky, that's like it's like a modernized MTF basically. Very dominant in the Skittles candy, menthol, eucalyptus terp, super frosty. You can get jet black leaves. Yeah, great fucking line for sure. That one can be a little bit sensitive, but I haven't had anybody have issues. It just has some sensitive background to it, you know what I'm saying? The MTF is sensitive, the Blissful Thunder is sensitive, but yeah, that seemingly hasn't had any problems. The Maui Wowie really brings good stability to lines. Like you can take the Maui Wowie and hit it to most any like semi-unstable plant, that if you run it wrong, it'll herm on you kind of thing, and it'll make the offspring not be having that problem. They're just not sensitive to stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like the Blissful Thunder and the Matt Nuska Gorilla, both sensitive as fuck. But the Matt Nuska Gorilla I hit with Maui, the Guild made the Guild Gorilla. The Guild Gorilla has like no sensitivity, and I used that and it hit the Blissful Thunder, and that made the propane. The propane was less sensitive than other things that have been bulletproof over time, that I put them through some insane shit. And the propane's more resistant than that. So just saying that Maui brings the fucking resilience like no other.
Yeah,
Yes,
you do. You know, good.
I do have the Blue Bulldozer 5 snips on pre-order available right now. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Very interesting. You know, if you saw my post, and I've been telling everybody, Leo, I've been telling everybody that's come through tonight, the clone site will be ready soon. And the person that asked earlier, let me just say this. I am not going to hold the clones. The clones are going to be held by the breeders. They're going to ship from the breeders. My thing is, I'm going to give a central location. Orders will be taken by me. The breeders will ship them out. So, you know, they have to have them tested. Like that stuff will all be figured out with me and the breeders. But just know it's not going to be something where I'm going to hold the clones. I know somebody asked this earlier, and I sort of looked past it because we were in a different conversation. But I want everybody to know this is going to be a centralized website, a centralized place that you guys can go see maybe 517 clones. You're going to be able to see Aficionado clones. You're going to be able to see Fresh Coast, Canna Research, 808. There's a whole bunch of breeders I have on board already. So the website, when it's ready, which should be about 2 weeks, you guys will be able to go and purchase clones, and they will ship straight from the breeder. That's how it's going to work. And it'll be an ever revolving clone list. They'll always be changing. So yeah, that's how it's going to go. So you'll have to let me know, you know, if we want to list some of your clones, or in the future, you let me know. We'll figure it out as well. Okay, so it's really nice to see people doing work with Legends, with the Legends land race. I work with Mexican IBL, Panama Red, Acapulco Gold. Let's go.
Nice. That's what's up right there. Some heat. The Acapulco lasts like 2 to 4 hours. Like it lasts super long, and it doesn't even peak till like an hour and a half in. Like it hits fast. You only have to smoke a little bit. But like in between that hitting fast and an hour and a half, it's still fucking creeping up, getting stronger. At like an hour and a half, you're just like, fucking shit, I'm blasted. And then it's slowly tapering down from there. You know what I'm saying? And then you can start wanting to smoke it like 2 to 4 hours up.
If Uncle Doobie is Gaz GBT, then 517 Legend is Strain GPT. Facts.
I only got memory like that from my own gear, and I just build stuff at the long range, so it's easy to remember. Like, I do have some that are very difficult, like the Woolly Wombat or the Punani Tsunami or the fucking Zanman. Those are all, like, insanely hard to give breakdowns, like mind melters, for real.
Okay. What is it about the Acapulco that makes you want to keep it?
Everything, you know, except for the appearance, but I don't care how a herb looks, you know what I'm saying? It matters how it works. Like you can get some CBD flower with no THC that looks amazing. It smells amazing. It tastes amazing, but it doesn't work amazing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, effect type, effect sealing, and effect strength over everything. You know what I'm saying? In that order, because it has to be able to get you very, very far. And, you know what I'm saying? I want it to work effectively, but I need it to be able to go far before I need it to be able to hit fast. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff hits fast, but then you go nowhere. So, like, effect strength is important, but effect sealing is definitely far more important. If you can't go super far, it's like, bro, I'm wasting my time. You know, you can just sit here smoking all day and it ain't happening.
I mean,
but the Acapulco,
chirps and effect. I mean, those to me are.
Yeah, terps are very important for sure.
Very important, man. I want to smoke something. You know, it has to. It has to.
In the Acapulco, when you run it inside the way I do it, it's sourdough and chemical terps, like hardcore tart dough and chemical. You know what I'm saying? And then it just has that really long, really strong effect. And so it tastes really good. It leaves the flavor on the tongue. It smells great. Like, yeah, it looks like prep, but it breeds those kind of traits effectively. The sour terps, the fucking good effect, the longevity effect, like these are things that are important. And so it's great for a breeding tool. I recently lost the one cut I was running, but I made regens a while ago. So I'm already working on running more seeds and stuff. So I made pure regens.
You want to talk about Bliss the Sky a little bit?
Yeah, Bliss the Sky is Blissful Thunder times Liquid Gold. Blissful Thunder is Blissful Wizard 32 times 1974 Madness with Thunder Effect. Liquid Gold is Gold Francs times Propane. Gold Francs is Frankenberry times 1978 Acapulco Gold. Propane is Blissful Thunder times Guild Gorilla. Blissful Thunder is Blissful Wizard 32 times 1974 Madness with Thunder Effect. Guild Gorillas, Madanuska Gorilla times 1978 Maui Wowie, Madanuska Gorillas GG4 times 1974 Madanuska Thunderfuck, and then has like a bag of Skittles, menthol, eucalyptus terps, very heavy on the headiness. It does have some body feel too, but it's very fucking like uplifting and very fucking heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to go too hard on that.
Strain GBT. Let's go. Yeah, you can nail it, man. I was talking to Leo about this yesterday. You came out when we were on the phone because I was talking to the guy that was on with me before this, and he was like, "Who else do you?" And I'm like, "Yo, 517." 517 is the one other breeder I know that will just break the lineage down to like the beginning, and I respect that. I told you that a long time ago.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, I appreciate it. Guys.
Are you growing in soil, cocoa, or living soil?
Living soil. I start with the ocean forest from Fox Farm, and then I amend it with their Happy Frog general purpose organic certified, CDFA certified, and that gives it the microbes and everything over time. And I run it long term in there, and then run them in small containers. I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I flipped the camera. I don't know if I can flip the camera.
It'll be drop shipping from breeder, just like he said. That's how it's going to go. Yeah, because how could I possibly hold that many cuts when I want to have 10 breeders, 15 breeders on there with their breeder cuts? I couldn't do that. It'll show. And I feel much better about them shipping straight from the breeder anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, it's hard as hell to direct the camera properly in here.
There you go.
But yeah, I got 32 different strains in here. Is there a way to flip it around?
You should be able to. You're on your phone, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen people do. I never join in on the phone, so I don't know. But I think that you can.
Oh well.
I mean, it looks good. You can see it perfectly anyway, like that. To be honest.
All right. So we got the quivering queefer right here. We got the mushroom soup right here. We got Yoruba's gold. That's Nigerian Yoruba Bantu times 78 Acapulco gold. Sour gold bricks right here. It's sour cherry mids times 78 Acapulco gold. We got the Callahan creeper right here, which is the meat breath times dropping 5 BX3. We got the cake face, which is the blueberry pancakes face mode on GF2. We got the blueberry pancakes. We got the drop funk 5. The Legends Nigerian gold, which is the Nigerian Yoruba Bantu times the liquid gold. We got the Mowawi 1, which is the GMO Maui Wowie sour lime diesel pheno. We got the Nigerian Yoruba Bantu, which is the pure sativa landrace. We got the Funky Mids, which is the kosher mids, kosher gorilla funk. We got the Doubtfire, which is Funky Mids times 80s roadkill skunk. We got the Propane, which is Blissful Thunder Guild gorilla. Blueberry Pancakes BX1. This one's kind of jacked up in a 1 gallon, but it's doing. We got the Pure Thai. We got Hog from TH Seeds, selected by Lou from Gene Traders. We got the Chronic Cola, which is Yoruba's Gold Propane. We got the GMO. We got the Schmokin, which is the Pancake Funk Propane. We got the Gremlin OG, which is Kremlin cut of Hardcore OG times the Liquid Gold. We got the Liquid Elica, which is Zamaldelica Liquid Gold. We got the Reggie's Revenge V2. We got the fucking male and the female right there, making that gem there.
The return of the Reggie's Revenge.
Yeah, Funky Mids times Drop Funk 5 BX3, and Drop Funk is the Chem 91 times early 2000s lime green brickweed / mids, and that was bred by my friend Drop Funk, the Drop Funk. I selected it from seedling and I named it, but took me a couple years on that. And then
you had GMO meat. What was the meat breath cross you have? Is that going to be
meat breath times Drop Funk 5 BX3? That's called the Callahan Creeper. And then from Tommy Boy. And then we got
from Tommy Boy.
Yep. And then
Callahan fucking tools, bro.
Fuck yeah. Then we got Legends Cambodian Gold right here, which is kosher Cambodian gorilla times liquid gold. We got the fucking sea bass, which is GMO crab ragoons. We got the Frankenberry clone only strawberry coffee Northern Lights number 5. And then we got the crab ragoons, which is sourdough meat cheese
funk terps, and that's Mowawi 3 times the pancake mix. Then we got another mushroom soup right here. I don't know where the fuck's my hand at. There we go. Right here is another mushroom soup. And then, yeah, I already said that. And then this is not bred by me, but this is bred by Fred Tuna. It's my orangutan fang times Colombian gold from World of Seeds. That's the Mowawi 3 GMO Maui Wowie Sour GMO Turfino. And we got Cola Commander here. And, oh shit. Then we got a Wuhan Wonder in the middle right there from Jaime Chiba, the 2 old school Chinese crosses. And we got a Blue Bulldozer 5 right there in the middle next to this. It's right there. And I think that's basically all of them. Like I said, 32 different strains in there. And a fucking like 10 by 12 under like 800 watts. And then
I mean, yeah, I like it.
yeah, here's that male second again. I don't know if you can really see it with the.
Oh wait, here, let me give you the whole.
Yeah, I don't know if you can really see how well it's stacking, but it's like day 16. It's stacking like a mofo.
Hey man, I love the one thing I always love about 517 about you is everybody does it so different, man, and you be killing it, like the basic easiest setup right there, and he's killing it,
Mainly 2-gallon pots, and I got some 1 gallons too. But I got 2 5s and a 3. But yeah, mainly 2s. And thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Look at the
Even
lights,
from
man.
the bottom up.
like who else doesn't like that? Nobody. Unique. I fucking love it. All right, so let's see, what do we got? Blissful Wizard is Alien. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, Blissful Wizard's a great cut in itself. Definitely love that one. I wish I would have kept it around, but it was hard as fuck to grow and had the fucking fattest stem in the bud. Like it'd be like a fucking finger in that bitch. You have this huge cola and you break it apart and it's just like all stem in that motherfucker in the middle.
How well the terps carry through from being wet into the cured product? Oh, I thought it was a question. Okay, got you.
Yeah, drying and curing is huge. You know what I'm saying? If you do that wrong, you could lose all the terps. If you dry it right, you can keep the terps that are on the plant, but then you can also do a ferment terp or a ferment cure where you get it in the jar before the stem steps, but right when you can barely smoke it in a bong or a bowl, and then you make sure you open it frequently enough, and it'll give it like more alcohols, esters. It'll make it more raunchy, garlicky, alcohol-y, meaty, like the crab ragoons. When you do that, it's like fucking rotting meat and hot piss, bro. It's nasty as hell. Like, holy shit. Makes you fucking about throw up when you smell that shit. And it stays in the jar afterwards. Like, I got shit that's been like a year since it was in there, and it's still, you open it up, and it's like, what the fuck, bro? You know what I'm saying? You know, you get those like jars, and like the pasta smell never goes away. Like, that's what this is like with like a rotten meat smell from that fucking wheat. Are you preserving your... no, not 200 months. I just keep plants in fucking solo cups and, top them frequently and run them with low blighting, and I keep them all organic and stuff like I was saying.
Yeah, JB, it's time. Listen, I had a clone site at one time before. I only had like 2 or 3 people. This is like years ago now. It was a long time ago. And we had some bumps in the road. I'll just put it that way. And I wasn't happy with the way that things were going, but I'm 2 years later, 3 years later, and the amount of breeders that I work with now that are my friends, I just felt like it was time to do that. So yeah, it's coming soon. We got the logo made up. It's our logo. You'll see I posted it. We switched it, just Dark Star clones. Obviously, they're not my clones, but like I said, it's going to be Fresh Coast. And it's going to be, hopefully Leo will get something on there from him. 808. We're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to get a whole bunch of stuff on there from a whole bunch of breeders you guys are very familiar with. And yeah, it should make it a lot easier. You guys will be able to just go to the site, find what you like from the breeder you like, and it's going to ship straight from the breeder. So I think you said, what did you say, 2 gallon?
Yeah, 90% of them are 2 gallon. Then I have 5 plants in 1 gallon pots, and then I have 1 in a 3 gallon and 2 in 5s. But everything else is in... Oh, sorry. 1 in a 3 gallon and 2 in 5. Sorry, everything else is 2 gallons. And then, yeah, I have a mixture of General Electric 15-watt floodlights. And then I have some Meyer brand floodlights, like straight. They're both from the grocery store, but I'm straight up rocking grocery store brand lights and shit. Like, I just wanted to prove what they could do, because it's like, yo, the grocery store ones, the brand of Meyer one, you can get 2 of those for less than the price of one of the other ones. I mean, I had to try it. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Definitely, man.
For the
Let's
people,
go.
why the fuck?
Right?
Yeah, here's Meyer brand right there. Get some. And then we got, I think this one's only 12 watts. The other ones are 15. And then these ones right here are 65 watts. And they are from Dirty Green Key Lighting. They're great for spreading the light. They're not great for penetration, but like those are just great for making sure that you get lighting across the canopy everywhere. Like if you're just running the 15 watters, they are really good at pushing the light down and throwing the power on them, but they don't be good at getting a nice surface area. So you'll have spots that are just not getting light. And so having the mixture of it's perfect, because then you're getting light everywhere and you're also getting intense light on spots. So then you can move your plants and, you know, constantly get an intense light on certain parts of the plants and always have adequate light on the plants instead of leaving dead spot. You can't be having that. You know, if you're just having spots with no lighting, that's bad.
517 is a hide behind the bullshit. That's right. It's cool to meet someone transparent that cares about the plants. Let's go.
Thank you.
I would love to smoke with him. Yeah, go see 517. Will be a hash bash probably. Head up to Michigan, man. Try to get him to come down to one of these New York events eventually. New York events are pretty cool.
The light just kicked off on me.
Inspired rather than others. Let's go. I was thinking about getting one of those bulbs that hold a male in the corner of a regular living room. Obviously, you can. You know, you see the 517 killing it with those. So, I mean, shit.
And I know multiple people who have tried using the low watt lighting since I was showing this, and they've all had good results. Like, you know, just adding it in there with your other lighting to make sure you're getting more even lighting. And some people just flowering with that in general. But yeah, multiple people have tried it and had good results. Just saying.
You did have somebody ask. I think I passed it somewhere, but I did have it pinned for a second. And, you know, they asked, is that your artwork, your own original artwork back there? Which I know, but I like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do all my own graphics. I've done all my own graphics from the start, even the cards that come in the pack. You know, I got like coasters and shit. You got the fucking my shirt. You know, I got the matching pillow.
Oh, let's go with the pillow. Oh shit!
I'll just grab the tablet and I can show you in here. Hold on.
Are you bringing back the cards? I saw a post about it. What are you?
Yeah, I am gonna ASAP because a lot of people were like, "Yo, you gotta bring those back, bro." Hold on. Yeah, I'll just stick it right here, and then I can.
Oh, here, I'll give you the screen. Hold on. It makes it where it's not here. Let me take this off. Hold on, and I'll put that back up.
See all these different versions where I'm building the stuff. You know, I just. I do a lot of them on the phone, honestly. Like I just finished the Volcanic Funk. And,
all right. So what drops are out? Is there anything that's out that they can get a hold of now? I mean, I'll always point them to my site, of course. You know, I have a bunch of 517 gear, older gear on the site. You guys could always go there and pick it up. I give you guys the code. Let me throw this up with the code. Which code do I have? I think I have the quit being a hater code. So yeah, you guys can go. You know, if you guys want to pick up some 517 gear, some of the older stuff, you guys can go to the site. You guys can use that code and grab it up. On the newer stuff, what are the new drops? Are they still available? Did they sell out? I think they did sell out, right? I think
I've sold out of most of the recent ones, but I do have 2 packs of the McGriddler pre-order left. And the McGriddler is Drop Funk 5 times the Blueberry Pancakes BX1. It has sourdough, meat, cheese funk, and blueberry terps. So that's why I went with McGriddler, you know what I'm saying? It's perfectly in that zone. And then, yeah. The Blueberry Pancakes BX is the Blueberry Pancakes clone only times pancake mix. Pancake mix is Blueberry Pancakes clone only times the Cocoa's Cake. Cocoa's Cake is Cake Face times Kosher Gorilla Funk. Cake Faces, Blueberry Pancakes, clone only times Face Mono GF2, and Kosher Gorilla Funk is Drop Funk 5, legendary clone only times the Kosher Gorilla. And then I have I'm going to have to get a drink for this one. I don't do a carb loader or anything like that. I just use the organic top feed, like I was saying. And when I did before that, as I used to just transplant into bigger containers as needed, and I'd finish plants into 20-gallon pots. So, yeah. And that's all. Oh, man, it's going to get me off topic for a second, but I got to do it. Like, that's part of the crop steering. If you're running in a giant container, the plant's intelligent, so it's going to see all this available nutrition and space to grow its roots, etc. So it's going to want to flower longer, unless you have like a terrible situation going on that makes it feel like it needs to cut it off. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, giving it a bunch of space and available nutrients without overburdening it, your plant's going to want to flower long as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's going to want to go the 90 days or whatever if it can. Whereas if you're running in a smaller container, that's one of the things that makes it feel like it has less availability, so it's going to want to flower faster. Like if you're pumping it all the time, it's going to feel like it can keep going for a while until you like get it fucking locked out or burn some roots or something. But otherwise, like running smaller containers is huge for finishing them up faster. It's part of the crop steering. And in a little bit, we'll come back to the crop steering. But I'm gonna break down this woolly wombat real quick, and like I said, it's fucking ridiculous, and I don't want to get off track with that real quick. But I got 5.
I'll get to your question after this. We'll get to it. Yeah.
And I got 5 packs left on pre-order of the woolly wombat. The woolly wombat's the quivering queefer times the T-Rex. The quivering queefer is the funky bush times the liquid gold. The funky bush is the funky mids times the Georgia bush. The funky mids is the kosher mids times kosher gorilla funk. Kosher mids is OG mids times kosher gorilla. OG mids is OG kush times brickweed. Kosher gorilla funk's Drop Funk 5, legendary clone only, times the kosher gorilla. Yeah, that's kosher gorilla funk. And then the Georgia bush is purple rose bush times guild gorilla. Purple rose bush is purple pebbles times willow rose. Willow rose is the 15-plus-year-old family heirloom clone only that had white cheddar and caramel terps. And then purple rose bush was from Temple of Boom Seeds. He crossed Motor Rebel and Haze Man's plant to make the purple one. He did Fruity Pebbles OG and the purple one and that made the that. Anyway, I don't need to break down their part of there, so it's getting me off track. And then the rest of the Georgia bush is the Guild Gorilla, which is the Mad Nuska Gorilla times 78 Maui Wowie. Mad Nuska Gorilla is GG4 times 74 MTF. And then the liquid gold part of that quivering queefer is gold francs times propane. Gold francs is Frankie Berry times 78 Acapulco Gold. Propane's Blissful Thunder times Guild Gorilla. I've already broken that down a bunch, so you guys know that probably by now. And then then the T-Rex is Purple Trike times the Liquid Gold. Purple Trike is Alaskan Funk times Georgia Bush. Alaskan Funk is Drop Funk 5, legendary clone only, times the 1974 Mad Nuska Thunderfuck. And then the Georgia Bush, Purple Rose Bush, Guild Gorilla again. And then Liquid Gold again is the Gold Francs times propane. So yeah, it took a lot of fucking everywhere. You look at the lineage tree, it's a lot of fucking work on that one, a lot of stacking. But then you got a dominance and like really fucking hefty structures that can hold the weight really effectively, really good yields, mainly sour meat, watermelon terps, but then also chocolate, grape, strawberry, lime. It's all over the place on terps, but it's dominant in the sour meat and watermelon terps. Just saying.
Watermelon terps sound interesting. Meaty watermelon.
Jolly Rancher watermelon terps.
Yeah, it sounds fucking delicious.
Thank you. Yeah, the Reggie's Revenge also has the same watermelon terp. Like the chocolate terp is carried through the lines from the GG4 BX1, the GG4 S1 that's in the Kosher Gorilla. Because since it was stacked and the GG4 has the chocolate in the background, the chocolate's coming from both sides. And then when I crossed that Kosher Gorilla to the OG mids, that kosher mids was hella chocolatey, and I hit it with the Kosher Gorilla Funk, which again has the GG4 S1 in there, so it's stacking again, and that made the funky mids, and the funky mids is also chocolate skunk funk. And then I hit that with the Georgia Bush, which has the GG4 clone only in it, and so then that's stacking the GG4 again, so it's helping carry the chocolate terps further, along with having the pheno selection. Then that makes the funky bush, which also had the chocolate terps, And then I hit that with the liquid gold, which again has the GG4 in it. So you have the chocolate terpeno plant with the GG4 stacked a bunch, and then a GG4 coming from this side. So then it stacked further, and that made the quivering queefer. And then, yeah, the T-Rex also has the GG4 in it multiple times. So, and yeah, those are the 2 pre-orders that I have available.
So make sure you guys go with 517. He's got 517 Legend Seco 2 and 517 Legend Seco 3 on Instagram, right? Those are the 2 good pages now, or not the 2? Wait, which one?
Follow the 3 if you could. That's the main one I'm using. The 2 is my backup, but the 3 is the primary. So.
And I just want to say to everybody on Instagram one more time, listen, we cannot see your guys' comments. I know some of you guys are new and you're on Instagram, and you might think there's only 10 or 9 people in here. There's 75, 80 people in here all night. There's been 130 people in here. So when you guys are on Instagram, you guys are not really part of it. I know you guys are watching, and I appreciate that. But you guys should just come over to YouTube. Like I see Sammy with it's 517. Do you have an IG? He does have an IG. If you come over here to YouTube, there's a link in the bio. Just go into the link tree. It'll bring you right to my YouTube. Subscribe to it, because I'm going to stop doing it on Instagram probably soon, because it just doesn't make sense. Because, like I said, if it was connected like how everything else is, I could throw your guys' stuff up on the screen. That's one thing, but I can't. So I have to look down, and it takes away a little bit from the guests and all that to try to pay attention to Instagram. So my advice is go subscribe to the YouTube, come over to YouTube and put your questions up so I can actually put them up on the screen, and we can focus on some of the questions that way. All right.
My bad. I've not been checking the comments on YouTube either. Honestly, I've just been living in the moment over here.
He's Me Turn wants to know, what's your opinion on carb bloater or one of the glucose additives?
I mean, people use stuff like molasses and whatnot to try and load it up and make sure they're getting a heavier yield and stuff. And you might get more sweetness there, but if you go too hard with that stuff, you're going to get caramelizing when you're smoking it. So if you're smoking in a bong, maybe even a joint, maybe that's why you get like the solid black hash in a joint. But in a bong, you'll be smoking it and it just won't burn. It'll turn into like a solid chunk in there and be like, what the fuck's wrong with this? Like, no matter what you do, it just won't want to smoke. And it's because you have too much fucking sugars up in there. The plant can absorb anything of a specific micron. And so if you're just blasting it with sugars, it's fucking sucking it up like some syrup in there. You know what I'm saying? And now it's going to be in the plant.
Yeah, I mean, I use like my line. I'm still on the Canna line, and the Boost is basically like a sugar, like a sugar, like a glucose. But you have to use it as directed. I mean, I think it really makes a difference. It's fucking expensive, but it's good shit. So I use them for veg in my closets. No added heat on the lights. How do you keep from getting root locked in the smaller containers?
By keeping your microbes good and keeping your nutrient balance on point. I don't pH. I don't measure my nutrients. I use city water. I don't adjust anything. I just pay attention to what the plants are saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at them, and if you're feeding the right nutrients and you get to know that, and your lighting and all that in your plants, you just pay attention to that, and you feed them more or less, and you give them more or less lighting. And so, basically the reason people have issues with roots is because you're not keeping the proper nutrition level. So you end up with issues in that. Or you add too much salt.
Yeah, like me, I don't know what size pots you use, but like he's using 2 gallon. You're not going to, I mean, I use 3 gallon. I went from 5 gallon to do a side-by-side with 3 gallons in the grow size in the area that I had with like 8-foot, 9-foot ceilings. And I'm telling you, man, if you go to 3 gallon pots, you're actually going to save yourself space. You're going to save yourself, like 3 gallon pots are the way to go, in my opinion.
It keeps your plants from getting super tall too.
Yeah,
bigger pots, bigger plants.
And that, like I said, if it's indoor, it's different if it's outdoors. If you're outdoors, that's one thing. But indoors, 3 gallons like the perfect size, in my opinion. Unless you have a grow big enough to have whatever. But 5 gallons just sort of doesn't really make it doesn't even make a difference to a 3 gallon pot, really. But I use the air pots also, so I'll never get root pot. Like they air prune. It's fucking cool. Like at the end of the grow, you pull it out. You know, when you see it in other pots, you see the roots. You pull out of the air pots, and you don't even see the roots, bro. It's wild. It's fucking cool. And I never had any
Yeah.
issues like that.
And yeah, I feel like you can run a plant indefinitely in the same container, in my opinion, as long as you keep things on point. Like I have a cake face that I fully vegged in a 3-gallon, fully flowered in a 3-gallon, put back into veg in a 3-gallon, fully re-vegged in a 3-gallon, and now it's in flower like day 16, still in that 3-gallon that it's been in for like 9 months. You know what I'm saying? And the plant is healthy as fuck. It's one of, it has big ass fucking, obviously, you know what I'm saying, big ass branches and stalk now because it's been in there forever. But I'm saying like very healthy, still in a 3-gallon, and it's been there for a long term. And it's already been through a full flower cycle and 2 veggies. So like you definitely, as long as you're keeping your nutrients and your lighting and everything on point, that's what matters.
Yeah, you guys that asked that. I always, when I put the post up for tonight, I always tag the breeder. So if you guys ever want to follow the people that are in here and you don't know how to, go back to the post I put up on Instagram. I'm sure most of you guys are on Instagram, and tap on it. They're either collaborating on the post or tagged on the post, one of the two. And you can follow everybody that comes through these lives that way.
Yeah, I'm collaborating on that one. You did tag the 2 on there, but you also hit me up as a collaborator on there, so I clicked on there. So yeah, I'm at least on the collaborator for sure.
You know why I did that? Because it wouldn't let me collaborate with your 2-page. I tried the 2-page first, and it wouldn't let me do it. And some of my accounts are like that. Like I just can't collaborate on my official page. Like it's Instagram, but it did let me do it on a 3-page. So I just figured, fuck it, I'll do it. You know. But I did.
Yeah,
tag
I'm keeping my 3-page clean as fuck, 0 plant pictures or anything like that, because I'm not trying to deal with no bullshit, bro. They took my other page just under 10,000. Like I was like 9,900 something, bro. I was pissed. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just like adjusting that.
Bro,
I'm just like, fuck it.
Bro, I was like, yo, I lost a page. We were at like 6,000. Then it was 5,000. I lost pages at like, in the beginning when I would hit 2,000. The most one that pissed me off was the one I was just about to hit 11,000 because you put so much time into these pages, bro. And it's like 11,000 people just gone. And then it's like you look at my pages now, and it's like 2,000-3,000 followers. But yo, I would be like 50,000. Like if I never lost a page, bro, I'd be like 50,000 easily.
It's hard as hell to re-network with everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got to see them at the right place, the right time, and it's not always easy. It takes time to build up.
It pisses me off, dude. Instagram pisses me off. I use 2.5. That's what I'm saying. 2.5, 3-gallon pots, you're good. You don't need 5-gallon pots. You just don't. Been saying 3-gallon pots is a sweet spot 100%, bro. I literally did it side by side with 5 gallons. And I was like, no, like there's no reason for me to use fucking 5. It was just over. Like there's just no reason for it.
It's like $15 for 50 of these 2-gallon things on like Amazon, bro. Like you could probably get them in your local grow shop, but this is where I got them. It's like $15 for 50 of them. And they definitely work great. I think I like them better than regular pots because they got the aeration at the middle, and the plants can like flex and force it to be what they want it to be based on the root system. The plants just really seem to love those containers versus the others. I don't know. And the price is great too, so that's just a bonus. And my ID is 517 Legend Seed Co 3.
Again, Sammy, you go to my page and you can look at the post for breeder night tonight, and you can tap on the post, or you can go into the comments and follow them straight from there. I'm experimenting with 15 plants in a 5x5. Yeah, but you're a sea of green, so you're gonna, you know what I mean? You're flipping them a lot sooner, bro. You're not vegging them out. So I mean, I think 1 gallon. Yeah, I don't know. Sea of green should be good.
I got a mixture of mainly 2s, and I got some 3 and 2 5s, and I'm running like a 10x12 space. And so you could definitely do it. I got 32 different strains in there, 34 plants, 34 pots, I should say.
Yeah, Spanish Dre, 100%, bro. I use 5 gallons, but I think I'm gonna switch to 3 gallons. I'm telling you, you'll be like, it's perfect. 3 gallons is that sweet. Whoever just said that before that, like it's like that sweet spot indoors, in my opinion. I think Vinny said it, right? Yeah, he's right.
And once you build up your root system and have a solid root system, and you got your feed on point, then you can just keep pumping them with food and water, and they can take it in because they have all the root mass to do it. So you don't need a giant pod to do that. You know what I'm saying? A small pot works just fine as long as you got it built up and it's doing its thing.
Yeah, and a pot too. You know, a solo cup. I mean, listen, I'll be honest. Like I at one time, I would I would go from a solo cup into like I really like the air pots, and I like them because of the air pruning, like whatever. It really, and I like them because they fucking you can clean them out like literally with soap and water and reuse them. So it's like a one-time investment. Trust me, those air pots with those things are badass, bro. And I would go from a solo cup into like the 1 gallon air pots are like real tight, and I would just let it veg out in the 1 gallon, and then I would go right to a 3 gallon. So yeah.
Yeah, I rocked AirPods for a while, but they just were hard as fuck to find anywhere, so I quit using them. But I did enjoy them.
Let's go.
Yeah, I've
I
tried
did
basically
enjoy
every
them.
kind of pot. The AirPods, the fucking the basic like smart pots, the root maker pots that are like upside down cake stack. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like small on the bottom and they build up. I have those, and what's the
Yeah.
other one?
Auto pots are badass too, bro. Yeah.
I haven't
I'm
tried,
just saying.
but I've
Like
done drip system. I've done all kinds of fucking methods.
yeah. I mean, dude, we used to run tape. Like we used to run tape.
Mhm.
We used to all that shit. I just really like, depending on the size of the grow. Like if I'm big, like air pots are cool for automate. More for automation in my opinion. Like if you're not hand watering and stuff, the auto pots are, and you could put 6, 12 of them. You're good. The auto pots are fucking yeah. I mean, I have, yeah. The auto pots are pretty badass.
Living organic soil has always been the way for me. Like I've been doing organic since 2011, and back then the ocean forest was organic, and they slowly made it not organic. But when I was rocking it back then, I would run stuff in 20 gallons to finish them because, like I said, I wasn't feeding them. I'd give them like 2 shot glasses of the Big Bloom, you know, you know, total during the flower, but that's not even one on the NPK value. It's just micro, so it's basically just to feed the soil. And that's all I'd give it the entire time of growth whatsoever. It'd just be fucking transplant and watering. And like the hog, I'd run it 2 weeks in the veg or in the cloner, 2 weeks in the veg, then flip it to flower, and then I'd flower it for 2 months. It'd be like 3 months from chop to drop on the plant. And yeah, that one only had to get it to a 10 gallon because I was doing it like that. But most plants I'd be finished in 20 gallons.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard some things about the auto. I've heard some things like that as well. The person that I knew had, I'm not going to call her name out. She, had a lot of issues with it, and I think eventually they replaced it, and the next one was fine. So, but she definitely had a lot of problems with it. That's for sure in the beginning. But they seem like they've come along. Hey, everything progresses. Like the next generation. They always try to make it better, of course. So I feel like at this point, I think autopots are probably pretty legit. So
And that's another reason why living organic soil is the way to go, because you can go like 3 to 5 days. Even they're in the right conditions, you can go like a week plus without having no water, and you just do it all by hand. And the microbes help the soil maintain the water. And if you have enough nutrients, then the plant will be drinking it slower too. So it really just depends on having the right balance. The humidity in the air also helps. If you have enough moisture in the air, it makes it drink less. So there's a lot of factors in what you got going on.
And see, you funny, bro. You funny. I have smoked 517 flowers. So the first time I got to meet 517 was at the Breeders' Ball, which obviously you guys have seen me post a little bit about. The next one is coming up. There's no date yet, but it's going to be in June, I believe. Drip Smoke, Chronic Connoisseur. You guys already know. So long story short is, yeah, I've definitely smoked 517 flower. We've hung out Breeders' Ball, and then again we hung out at
Hash Bash.
So
Yep.
right. Yep. And I've grown 517 flower too. Like I said, I grew out his Supreme Heat. Crazy. Not even donkey dick. Baseball bats, bro. Baseball. You ain't funny, NC. Yo, why you always in my head, bro? It's weird. It's like you know exactly. I know It's cool. Have an XL and rig. Some auto pots with no problem at all, right? Brand new auto pot. What else we got? You can build your own auto pots with a 5-gallon bucket in PVC. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you could do deep water. You could definitely build your own system. Absolutely.
Yeah, we used to run the drip system like that, like a hydro farm. Like the bucket system. You'd put your fucking bucket with the net pot in there with your hydrogen in there, and you'd stick the fucking dripper in there, and then you have the fucking the air pump to hook to that to pump all the water through it. We used to build them with random buckets. You just get the thing on the side to empty it and shit.
Man, hit up NC, dude. He'll lay it out for you. You know. Yeah, let's go.
Shit, I used to make cloners out of 5-gallon buckets too. You just drill the holes in the lid, and then you fucking get your pump, and you get. I have some Euro line over here. It's just some flexible material they use for that shit. Yeah, like I said, I used to build them. They just that way you can drill the holes in it easily, and it's rigid enough where it's not a problem.
All right, so I'm gonna let everybody know right now. We're at the 5-minute left mark. I like to do, I like to try to keep it where we do 3 hours. For me, after 3 hours is just a little bit too much. I think it's been a really good night so far. I'm going to give a shout out to Brandon Russ from Bokashi Earthworks. I'm going to give a shout out to Uncle Doobie and the Leo Stone from Aficionado Leo. So we have about 5 minutes left, guys. You guys have any questions for 517? About something gear wise, a strain of his, whatever. This is your time right now because we're about at 4 minutes. We're at 4.5 minutes right now. I am going to end it at 11 o'clock tonight. So any questions you guys have, feel free to get them in now. If not, forever hold your peace, but ask away if you do. And make sure you guys give 517 a follow on Instagram on his pages. 517 Legend Seco 2, 517 Legend Seco 3. Those are the pages. If you guys want any gear, older gear, you got the code right there. You guys can go to my website, darkstargenetics.com, check out what's there, and you guys are welcome to use the code. All right, so what's in the George Bush?
The Georgia Bush is my purple rose bush times my Guild Gorilla. My purple rose bush, purple pebbles times Willow Rose. Guild Gorilla's Madanuska Gorilla times 78 Maui Wowie. Madanuska Gorilla is GG4 times 1974 Madanuska Benderfect. And then the GG4 is the clone only. The MTF and Maui are from Jaime Chiba. The purple pebbles was from Temple of Boom Seeds. He crossed Fruity Pebbles OG from Alien to the purple one from Motor Rebel / Hazeman. The Willow Rose I got from my friend. He got it from his uncle, and it was in the family for 15 plus years. It's clone only. They've kept it with white cheddar and caramel terps, and so Georgia Bush is badass, and it was dominant in purple trichomes. I built it for the purple pebbles had the purple trichome trait, and so does the MTF. And so when I crossed the purple pebbles and Willow Rose, I had to select a pheno of that had that purple trichome trait, and that was my purple rose bush. And then I hit it with the Guild Gorilla, which has the MTF in it, and again has the purple trichome trait. So I was getting the trait from both sides. And then I selected on the Georgia Bush another purple trichome pheno, and then a purple trichome male that was frosty as fuck, like insanely badass. The one I did the collabs with Bay Area and Seattle Chronic Seeds with. But yeah, fucking gnarly male and female. They both had the lime terps and the purple trichomes, and I used that to make the F2. So.
Last question. What are the terps about on the dingus?
Sour, meat, cheese, chocolate, funk, watermelon, and lime.
All right, real quick. What else did you run the Northern Lights with?
I only crossed it to the Frankenskunk because the Frankenskunk has the Frankenberry in it, and the Frankenberry Strawberry Cough times Northern Lights 5. So I wanted to try and dominate it more. But the Frankenberry's in a bunch of my stuff. And again, Frankenberry Strawberry Cough Northern Lights 5. So.
Yeah, David, we're going to end it here. Yeah, we're going to end in about 1 minute, a minute and a half. But it is still live right now. And nice Soundspire. I'm going to check you out for sure at Liquid Gold Soundspire too. Let's go. Can you tell me where you got the grow pots again? I missed that part. So I think that you might. Are you talking to the 517? Or are you talking about the smart pots? The smart pots, I can tell you can go on Amazon. I mean, really, you get a lot of. Listen, you get all your grow shit on Amazon at this point. I'm just being honest, man. I order my cocoa off Amazon now. Like the grocery store that was here, and I live in a major city, is not here. I would have to drive a while to get to a grocery store, a hydroponics store at this point. Amazon is pretty badass, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, check out Amazon.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's where I got those bags, and I got that rainforest style seed starting machine. That's in my link tree. I got that tagged down there. If you are trying to find a seed starter, I got a couple of them on there.
Let's go. Let's go. We got 40 seconds left, motherfuckers. Yo, I hope everybody had a good night. I appreciate everybody that hung out with us tonight. I'll figure out next Wednesday, but you know we'll be back. Check me out on Saturday night. We're going to run some auctions this Saturday night. If you guys have any questions, you can always hit me up in the DMs on my accounts on Instagram. You can hit up 517, hit them up, grab some gear, some of the new drops, check out the site for some of the old drops. Clone site is happening. That should be within the next 2 weeks. That's coming along really well. And and we got the drop coming up. So the collab, the Aficionado Uncle Doobie collab, I'm gonna get with Leo tomorrow, and I'm gonna see if we could do a pre-sale on it. I know he's waiting on some of the packaging still, but I'm gonna see if we can run a pre-sale on some of the collab stuff. There's gonna be 4 strains, I believe, and then there's a bunch of sour stuff from Uncle Doobie. I'm gonna get on the site separate from the collab stuff, so I'll get a post up for that stuff as well. New breeder on the site. Just to bring this up real quick, new breeder on the site. We just brought on. My bad. And there's a pre-sale we just brought on. Hold on. My bad. Who do we just bring on? Mosca seeds. Mosca. Okay, Mosca seeds. Pre-sale is live. If you guys get the stuff, if you guys get it before the drop, you guys get double freebies on it. You get a free pack, basically. So Mosca, Root Beer Mac S1, Root Beer Mac line. That stuff will be on the site tomorrow. Pre-sale. Yeah, Mosca's coming on the site. Should be good. Besides that, I appreciate everybody again. You guys stay safe. You guys have a good night. And make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube, like it, share it, and whatever. All right. We out of here.
Have a great one, everyone. Thanks for having me on, brother. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, bro. Much love, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
See ya.
Bam. All right.